All right, hello and welcome to the very first of the Stigr build streams. Holding on to your butt, good. Glad to see you can follow directions. It's actually a reference from the Jurassic Park movie when they were getting ready to reboot everything. They didn't know what was going to happen. And Samuel L. Jackson was like, hold on to your butts. So, yeah. Cookie for anybody who got that one. We got some new names in there. Thanks, Magus, for the sort of informal raid there. I like seeing new names in the chat. How's everybody doing? How's everybody liking Magus's Argonian playthrough? Good stuff. Magus loves a scaly fella. That's for sure. There's one thing. If there's two things I know about Magus, is that one, he's a horny bastard, and two, he loves a scaly fella. I'm kidding. Yeah, so D-Diction, Telvani Swit, Monica, welcome, guys. Argonians are my favorite race. Yeah, for sure. Seen two of his Argonian builds. Yeah, all of Magus's concepts are great. Like to see one stick too. Mickey Love well pants optional on his Twitch. So yeah, you know, luckily the camera only goes one way, so feel free to wear as many or as little clothes as you would like. How about that? I myself am not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts today. I am in sunny Arizona, the Phoenix area, so we're well into the hundreds, maybe even 110s today. Let's take a look at the forecast. It is currently 100 degrees on the dot at 11:04 a.m. So that looks like about the high. Oh no, the high is 110 today. So yeah, no pants for me anytime soon. Wasn't expecting to go places today. I'd be wearing shorts too. There you go. Yeah, okay, so welcome to the stream. This is going to be a brand new build concept, one that's been rattling around in my head for a while. I wanted to do a Stormcloak character for a while now, and I started thinking about, okay, maybe a Stormcloak assassin is a sort of like an archetype that we don't see very often. So this one's going to be more of like an outdoor ranger scout type assassin. And we're going to be exploring some shamanism with some magic. Not a whole lot of overt, like being like a Nightblade type mage, but more kind of subtle spirit realm type shamanism. Something like you would see in Hellblade, like a Senua's Sacrifice if you played that game. I kind of want to explore how he's going to kind of toe the line between insanity and sort of ritualism. The shamanism is going to be subtle in that maybe most people from the outside don't know if he's insane or if he's actually casting these spells and communing with the dead in ways that other people can't see. And people who are probably more on the superstitious side of things are going to think that, yes, he's definitely talking to dead people. And people who aren't so superstitious are going to be, no, that guy definitely has some prowess in battle and he's good at what he does, but he's obviously crazy, right? He's not talking with dead people. And the type of shamanism that we're going to be exploring is indeed that. He's going to be talking to dead spirits. He's going to be communing with them. He's going to be leveraging them for help in some situations. But yeah, it's definitely his relationship with the world of the dead that we're going to be exploring more so than the more overt, like druid type, like nature magic. So that should be fun. A little bit darker for sure, but yeah, this is something I've been thinking about, been keeping me up at night, trying to come up with a formula for this character concept. And the roleplay, I think, is pretty much down. We're going to be an outcast both by choice but also by force, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But also he's going to be spending so much time as a scout doing solo missions to remain like light and stealthy that he is going to be alone a lot, and that's going to affect him in certain ways. So I want to explore that. The build part of it, as far as the class goes, there's a lot going on here. So he's got to be sneaky. He's also got to be able to hold his own on the front lines because he's going to be asked to contribute to the front lines. The Stormcloak forces are actually very limited and very stretched thin compared to the Imperials. So he needs to be able to contribute there as well. So we have light armor, we have block, and we have one-handed that we're going to have to be focused on too. And then we also have the shamanism stuff. So we're going to have a little bit of restoration, a little bit of alteration, and a little bit more conjuration. So it's going to be a really wide build, and the challenge here is going to be able to make those all effective in their own way and be sort of equally utilized throughout the playthrough. So I'm hoping that's where you guys can fill me in and help out. So I am running Ordinator, first of all. Pretty much all the full Skyrim overhauls is what I'm going with. So Ordinator, Andromeda, Imperius for racial overhauls. I'm running Apocalypse, Triumvirate, all the good stuff. Wildcat. Let me catch up on chat here. But it's a dry heat. Yeah, no. The dry heat thing only flies like up to like 100 degrees. Once it goes beyond 100 degrees up into the 110s, then you're just in a microwave, and it doesn't matter how dry you are. You're just burning to death, right? I've been subscribed for a while, but the first stream I'm catching. Oh, awesome. Yeah, well, glad to see ya. Hope you drop by more often. I know YouTube streaming isn't like the most ideal. Most people prefer Twitch for that kind of thing. Offers a little bit more interactivity with the streamer, but I kind of like to put all my eggs in one basket. I don't like to stretch myself too thin, you know. A lot of technology out there. It's hard to learn and keep up with all of them, you know. And I have a full-time job otherwise, so. Let's see. I struggle making Civil War faction assassins, as it never makes sense joining the Dark Brotherhood to me, then removing a lot of assassin focus. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, the Dark Brotherhood stuff is either going to be like off-stream, like non-canon stuff, just to kind of get the benefits of it without actually having to explore the story of it, or it's something that we're going to do as more of like a secondary side quest or supplemental content after we get through the Civil War. I haven't decided on that yet. That is a challenge that I was going to have, that you just brought up there. But the first step is just to start. So if you try to plan everything perfectly in advance, you're never gonna take the first step. So let's get started. Hopefully you guys can help me out with that. Dremyolok. Greetings. In my best Parthenax voice. I think Dremyolok is a greeting. It's like a welcome, but Yol does mean fire, so I'm not sure. Like maybe like a fiery peace fire sky. Interesting. That is the greetings that the Parthenax uses for you, though. Interesting. Okay, so what else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, so this is a brand new character, fresh start. I'm using Skyrim Unbound to just give me a pure random start, and it gave me this start, which actually is not bad. I've had this start before. This is like a Horker Hunter encampment. It has a lot of amenities. It has a fire here. We have a bed, or a bedroll at least, and we actually have a horse that we can use for free, which is nice. Not a whole lot else other than that. We can see the College of Winterhold out there in the distance, so if we're looking for civilization, that's where we want to go. As far as the class, I've used classic classes and birth signs reimagined, and we can actually take a look at the skills that we're going to be using here based on what bonuses we were given by that mod. So we're going to be using Conjuration as a major skill, and that's going to represent a lot of the shamanism type stuff. We're going to be asking the spirit realm for help in a lot of our battles, and Conjuration, especially with the AE content, has some cool conjurations that are a little more like flavored, a little more specific, not just Atronachs that are conjured from Oblivion, but other things that are conjured from other places, and among those there's a really strong one that uses up all your magicka, but its strength scales based on how much magicka you dumped into it, and that is it's like the Undying Spirit or something like that. You can find it at the Ritual Stone, which we're going to be making heavy use of as well, for better or for worse. That stone has some drawbacks to it, which I'll talk about later. But obviously, as an assassin, we're going to be using sneak, light armor, as sort of a way to give us a little more protection on the front lines should Ulfric or Galmar ask us to do so, or any of our superiors, really. One-handed for the buff to the daggers. We're not going to be using anything other than a dagger. I might have to start making use of crossbows and things like that once we unlock dragons. Dragons are unlocked somewhere around level 30, I believe. Block, we're going to have a buckler with us, a very lightweight buckler that we're going to use again in case we need to contribute to the front lines. Restoration for some shaman type spells. And yeah, back to conjuration again. So we are going to be using alteration as well for a few things, but I decided not to take that as a major skill because most of the alteration stuff that we're going to be running is going to be auto-triggered through Okado's Recital. And that doesn't require any help, really. And the type of spells that I'm going to be running through that aren't really going to need any perk assistance either. So we are going to be using that skill quite a bit, but we're not really going to need any perk assistance. So yeah, this is the main challenge, is getting this build to run, somewhat optimally, even while spreading these skills so thin. So that's probably going to be a lot of the deliberation time that I'm taking is how to manage all that, right? Did you do a custom class? Oh no, this is definitely a custom class. The closest thing would be a scout with the classic classes, and I actually debated making this like just a scout build, like a pure scout build, but then I started thinking about the shamanistic stuff, and I really was inspired by Senua's sacrifice, and I really wanted to explore that communication with the spirit world type stuff, and how that looks to other people, and maybe how that looks in his own head through the forced isolation and stuff like that. So yeah, this was custom class. He's going to be more of a Spellblade with some sneak, yeah. Well, he's going to be an assassin first and foremost. The sneak is going to be our first line of defense and our primary form of defense. Go ahead and... I am running Hunterborn, so we'll get some practice here. We do have an iron dagger, which works. We don't have a hunting knife yet. Don't need any of the meat. We have plenty of that up here. So let's talk about the quote-unquote forced isolation. The Stigr here is born under the sign of the shadow, and Nords and Stormcloaks specifically, being more on the superstitious side as far as their spirituality and relationship with magic goes, they took this as an omen. He was born under the ranks of a Stormcloak officer, so he's been groomed from a young age to become a big piece of the Stormcloak force, right? But being born under the sign of the shadow, they took to mean as like an omen, that this guy is going to be a sneak. He's going to be a dark, spirited individual, and he's almost like a shadow scale from the Argonian lore, but with a Nord spin to it, right? At least that there's nothing canon about that. It's just all from my own head, but it sounded interesting. Now, with the superstitious nature of the Nords and the Stormcloaks specifically, this led him to be kind of shunned by society and by the ranks of the Stormcloaks. But especially with the Stormcloaks and the folks around Windhelm who are in the know, they have to respect and value what an assassin can bring to the war efforts, even if they don't like it up front. They're not going to be warm and friendly about it, but they are going to treat him with some degree of respect, even if they don't want him in his home, or want him in their home, or kind of around their kids, or wandering around the city. So he kind of gets a cold shoulder from a lot of people, even if it's not like overt ostracism or things like that. So he's going to be spending a lot of time alone. And it's that kind of forced isolation that is going to lead him to shamanism and kind of spending a lot more time with the spirits in the spirit world than he is with the people in his own plane of existence. And the forced isolation thing is also exaggerated by the fact that because he was born under the sign of the shadow, he was chosen at a very young age to become an assassin in the Stormcloak ranks. He has been given a mission now that he is of age. He looks a little older than he is because Nords live a rough life. He's been given a mission by Ulfric, now that he is of age, to hunt down and kill, with nothing but a dagger, a saber cat, an apex predator out in the wilderness. Once he is capable of sneaking up on and killing with a sneak attack, with a single sneak attack, a saber cat, then that kind of signifies his rite of passage that he's ready to come back, rejoin the ranks of the Stormcloak as an assassin. His skills are pretty much up to snuff at that point. And then he's gonna start aiding the Stormcloaks in their efforts in earnest. So that's kind of our first like mini goal, is to sneak up on and kill a saber cat out in the tundra with nothing but a dagger and our sneaky skills, and that's it. So yeah, again, this is something I've been kicking around in my own head for a while, so I'm kind of really excited to start. Ray Butcher, welcome. I don't know if I've seen your name in chat before, so awesome to see new names, as I've said. Sorry if you have been around and I just haven't remembered you, but have you used the alt start mod Realm of Lorcan to build a starting? No, I haven't. I've been standardized on Skyrim Unbound for a long time, and I try to keep a stable list for as long as possible, so I get to spend as much time in Skyrim as possible and as little actually modding. Realm of yeah, a lot of mods are, I suppose. I have seen people use Realm of Lorcan. It's kind of a cool concept, and I think it's console friendly, maybe. Yeah, Unbound can be buggy too. A lot of people have, like Magus in particular, has had like just trouble all over the place with Unbound, but I've never had an issue with it. And Mester live to the... Actually, I do recognize your name. Usually watch on YouTube later. New to live stream. Yes, awesome. Well, welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you. I'm PC. Cool. Yeah, just the way that's set up with how you start, I think would work well on console. But yeah, it doesn't mean you have to use it on console. Okay, so where did we start here? We can talk about goals. I first and foremost, I want to see what this starting area gives us. I think we have a skill book and we have some food that we can take in a knapsack there. Also, I think I see some things breathing out there and moving in the background. Maybe some horkers or wolves or something like that. Yeah, I see like breath puffs popping up there. Looks like it might be a wolf. If it's an icy wolf, then that's a little above our pay grade at level 1 here. If it's a regular wolf, then we can take them. Either way, it might be worth a shot over there. Beyond that, there are a couple things that I want to do. There are some base level spells that I want to grab from both the Triumvirate Shaman archetype, and I can find that in Windhelm, which we're not too far away from. And then there was that Undying Spirit spell that I wanted to grab from the Ritual Stone in Whiterun. And then maybe grab some sneak training if I can find Akari. I think she travels back and forth between maybe Dawnstar and Riften, if I remember correctly. And also there's Garvey in Markarth that we can use for sneak training. Yeah, but first let's get our bearings here. We do have a book here. Rizlaw of the Righteous, I think, is a one-handed. We got a little bug here where it will take us all the way up to the end of that skill, but it won't actually. Oh, that was the light armor. Yeah, so skill books don't always, depending on, I think this might be a classic classes and birth signs. When you mess with the starting levels, or if you have the skill uncapper, it kind of messes with progression rates and things like that. You kind of get into a funny state where skill training will take you right up to the end of that skill level, but it won't take you over. So hopefully this doesn't. Sometimes this can be a pain because it can. I want a whole lot of raw horker meat. I'll take the loaf though. It can cause lasting issues. I think you can use the tusks as well. Don't remember. Yes, I do actually. I have Hunterborn. The husks I can use through Scrimshaw. Maybe I'll take one raw horker loaf. I don't want them going rotten in my sack. Can actually sell this off somewhere if I need to. Yeah, so hopefully the training thing doesn't become an issue. I don't think it will. It's usually very localized to specific skills when it does happen. All right. I'm going to do a quick save here. We're going to see what kind of prey we have out here in the wild. See if we can get out there without getting too wet. You'll see me picking some alchemical ingredients now and then. This guy is not going to invest into alchemy as a major skill. Yeah, that's a wolf out there. It doesn't look like an icy wolf. Doesn't look like a ice wolf, icy wolf, snow wolf. I think it's ice wolf. Oh, he found me. All right. I do also play on legendary difficulty from the get-go. So things can be tough. A regular wolf could spell death for me. Not a whole lot I can use here. Maybe conjure familiar, but I don't want to take up all that time actually casting him and then just get blown away by the wolf and killed. Now is as good a time as any to use. I don't even know if I can actually cast. Oh no, I got injured anyway. Okay, to do this the old-fashioned way. Right up to the end there. How about that? Well, now at least we have some good raw crafting materials, huh? Ooh, that got tough. I would hate to have met a cold, unforgiving death right at the start of this new character. Talk about bad omens, right? We're thirsty, we are tired, we're obviously very sore. Do want to get rid of that screaming plant first and foremost. Also seem to have been hobbled in some way. I'm moving very slowly. Hey, the wind. Welcome, welcome. Calidran's making a snack. Everybody pull your shirts up over your necks. She gets a little toothy. Jimmy VHS, welcome, welcome. And Yuki, welcome. Man, we got a full house here today. I love it. Hope everybody is having a good start to the weekend. I am. I've been looking forward to this for some time. Kind of been stuck in a loop between the Nemesis Arcane Archer and the Scorpion build for quite some time. So it's good to get something new in there. The Nemesis, an ominous nightmare. Okay, so this is from Growl. This is Inai Sion's werewolf overhaul. Now the shamanism thing, the spiritual thing, and the sort of being out in the wilderness sort of outcast theme really fits with being a werewolf here. However, I've done a few werewolf builds in the recent past, and I'm really trying to focus on the spirit realm aspects of shamanism with this guy. So in order to narrow my focus as much as possible, even though this build is, in this concept, is very wide, and there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I think for the sake of just, you know, staying focused and having some kind of build that is followable and sort of like understandable, that I think I have to kind of leave the Beast Blood behind on this one. I can change my mind with the Companions quest and stuff like that. It does fit with the concept really well, but I think that would just be too much. Are you gonna do Shore or the Old Gods? I was going back and forth between Shore did pop up, but I was going back and forth between the Old Ways. I always thought it was the Old Gods too, and then I tried to look it up and I couldn't find it. So it is the Old Ways, but I know what you're talking about, and the Allmaker. And I think I'm gonna go with the Old Ways. We're gonna try to find that. It's the wooden mask thing over in Labyrinthian, right? We're going to try to find that as soon as possible to start getting the benefits from it as soon as possible. As you can see from my fight with those two wolves on legendary difficulty, it almost took me out. So we're going to need as much help as we can get. So we're going to need to get our stone figured out, our standing stone figured out pretty soon. We're going to need to get our spell preps figured out soon. And we're going to get a deity on our side as soon as possible. So yeah, the most shamanistic deities in Winter Sun that I could find were the Allmaker. Shore is a good one for the more warrior side of things. So the Allmaker and the Old Ways, and I think just for ease of access, I can go get the Old Ways right now if I wanted to, as long as I could manage to stay away from the Frost Trolls in Labyrinthian. The Allmaker, it requires at least one Dragon Soul to unlock the Bend Will Shout, and then cleanse the Allmaker stones, and that's like way too much prerequisite for right now. That's going to be way later in the build if I decide to switch. But I think the Old Ways is really good. It's got a lot of utility for a lot of different scenarios. You can kind of pick and choose. It's a jack of all trades deity, but it does help in every situation. So that's what I'll be going with. James Ansel, welcome. I haven't seen your name in a while. Glad to have you back. No fun. Indeed, no fun. All right, so I'm gonna flee from her scene. Not gonna take the Beast Blood at the moment. What else do we have in these sacks? Okay, it looks like some little bit of fiber to add to all this Horker loaf is a good thing. All right, 8:44 a.m. I think I'm hungry, tired, and I have rock joint. Great. Oh boy. Okay, so rock joint sucks because I'm a melee fighter, and rock joint reduces weapon skills, 25% less effective. All right. Okay, we're just gonna have to be. So let's see. What is there? I don't think there's any place to worship in the College of Winterhold. I wouldn't be able to get in anyway because I don't have enough magicka to cast anything that Feralda's going to give me. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to try to sneak our way past Fort Castav and just go to directly to Winterhold, where we can get access to the Shrine of Talos over there, and pray to the Shrine of Talos. The chest in Labyrinthian, when wearing the mask, does not respawn, so that place can be your sanctuary of sorts. Oh, cool! So it's permanent storage there. Awesome. Oh yeah, speaking of Magus's Nemesis armor, yeah, the Nemesis Arcane Archer build is coming soon. That's entered full production, so we're not going to see him in a stream anymore. And the next build the next build guide, the next video that I put out will be the Nemesis Arcane Archer build guide. And that's just so I can focus all my editing and production efforts on that. So there may not be a new video on my channel for a couple weeks, but just know that that's because I'm working hard on the Nemesis Arcane Archer, and I will have that out as soon as possible. Hey, Laughing Simon. An ominous nightmare. Great time to jump into the stream. Yes, indeed. Can't find a better place to jump in, I suppose, especially for a ambiguously insane shamanistic Stormcloak assassin, right? He's always going to have ominous. His whole life is an ominous nightmare. Speaking of production, how's production going for you, Simon? Do you have your studio back yet, or are you still trying to bond your rabbits? Really enjoy the Arcane Archer. Yeah, me too. It's the most concise build I've ever had, I think, and I'm looking forward to putting out a build guide that is a little more concise as far as centering on a play style. I think people are gonna like it. Okay, we do need to get some sleep. We got a really late/early start with this random start, so it's gonna put us off our sleep schedule a little bit. But let's try to get at least 5 hours. Heal up from those injuries that we had fighting those wolves, and we're just going to try to be as sneaky as possible coming back up to the road. Or, you know, we have a horse. We could just probably outrun just about everybody and anything, right? Let's take a look at the compass. Let's see if there's any kind of landmarks we can find real quick. That's going to take us out of our way. I don't want to go too far out of the way. All right, Mr. Horse. Okay, more wolves up there. Dare I? I kind of feel... Well, no, I have rock joint now, so let's try to stay out of their way. Keep an eye on them, give them a wide berth. Oh, the snow is blinding in the sun, isn't it? Ooh, there's a rabbit. Now there's some ice wraiths up here sometimes too, and there's ice wraiths and frost trolls, so we're gonna have to. We can outrun the frost troll. And there are some guards over at the mine over here, so let's find. Oh, skeletons, huh? Okay, well, let's try this. Okay, so because we start every level, or every skill at level 5 with classic classes and birth signs reimagined, we're going to be getting a lot of skill progression really quickly, so that's good. That's going to help us in terms of survivability. Chainmail might be a little too loud and heavy. We're probably going to stick to leather and fur for the most part, but we can sell this stuff off at a vendor. Heavy but valuable. We have the encumbrance for it. Definitely want... Ooh, cure disease. Perfect. Awesome. That is fortuitous. See, the spirit realm is already looking out for us. How about that? And just to spend or pay our respects to Stendarr, we're going to wear that amulet too. It's going to give us a little more protection as far as our block skill goes. Bad for the actual vigilant of Stendarr, but good for us. Good looking out there, Stendarr. Oh, you won, buddy. Gonna skip the whole convenient horses quest line. Do I have 500 gold to spend on this? I do. I think it's worth it. Because we get the horn, we get all the equipment to put on the horse, everything like that. There we go. So if you have any suggestions for the name of the horse, I am running Jackson's Renamer, so I can rename this horse anything we want. I'm thinking something like a combination between like Ulfric, since he's like the leader of the Stigr's faction, and something like Shor, one of the most revered old gods, so like something like Ulfor or Stolric, or maybe a play off of the Stigr's own name. So yeah, the Stigr, the name Stigr, I think is how it's pronounced. It's an Old Norse word for wanderer, except that in the deep, dark hole of translations that I went down for like Viking and Old Norse language, it sounds like it's sometimes used in the context of like a wandering predatorial beast. Although lately, since I've tried to go back and confirm that, I have not been able to find the same site that I was on. I'm kind of thinking that it's maybe the search algorithm that I was using. Oh my god, is that Stormcloak? That's somebody on fire over there. Might be, it's a vampire. It could be a vampire, it could be an Atronach. It looked like it was wielding a dagger of some sort. Could be a vampire on fire because it's in the sunlight, or it could just be like an ice mage versus a fire mage. Oh no, that's the assassin. We gotta stay away from that guy. He might be able to one-shot us with an arrow, so we're gonna have to zigzag away from that. Gotta go a little faster there, horse. Okay, now we're gonna have the skeletons. Now, we don't have rock join anymore. We were able to find the cure poison. Storn, I like Storn. After the head shaman of the folks over in Solstheim, right? Storn's not bad. But I think we will encounter Storn at some point in the playthrough, and having it might be a little weird, right? Meeting a character with the same name as your horse. ChatGPT says Ulfstor. The skull, yeah. Thank you, the wind. I was reaching for that one. Okay, so there is a little bit of shame associated with returning to Winterhold before having completed our mission of killing a saber cat with a sneak attack, right? But we're not... Ooh, defeat the seducer's bandit leader? Okay. We're not ready for that. That's way above our pay grade right now at level 1. For sure. So let's not do that yet. Yeah, there's a little bit of shame associated with returning to Winterhold without having completed our quest, but we're not actually rejoining the ranks of the Stormcloaks. We're there for some spiritual guidance, as sort of a pit stop on our journey. So there's that. I did want to see... Okay, we are running a little bit less magicka than we would have normally started out with. This is probably an Imperious thing. Get a little more stamina, a little more health, but a little less magicka. That's okay. Sleipnir was the name of Odin's horse, and it means the sliding one. Interesting. Made a quick search. The name Stigr is of Danish origin. It roughly translates as root, and it is given in hope of a boy having confidence whichever path they may take in life. So yeah, it does kind of fit a little bit. The other thing that I found was some obscure like online card game. Stigr was the name of a predatory wolf as like a sort of like a beast enemy. Storm is good, yeah. Okay, what about the dragon language, the Dova Zulon word for storm? I'm not sure what that is, but that can easily be looked up because it is part of the word wall of Stormcall, right?
I don't have time for this foolishness. Now come along quietly, and we won't have to get
Let's see what kind of ring it has to it, at least.
I think she's telling the truth.
Frostulf
Now back off before
combines frost from Ulfric, suggesting a connection to icy or wintry elements, and Ulf from Store,
We've made a mistake. Now move along.
keeping the wolf-like vibe. Okay, what about spirit? Since we're going to be a shaman, communing with the spirit realm quite often, is there some like Icelandic or Old Norse or even the Dova Zulon word for spirit? Or specter? Or phantom? Strewn? I like strewn. kind of has the storm vibe. The dragon word for storm is strewn. Awesome, thanks guys. I kind of like strewn. Kind of has rune in there too, which is kind of Viking-esque, right? Okay, so with convenient horses, the horse here is actually a great advantage to start off with, because not only does it allow us to outrun enemies that might be chasing us, especially at a lower level here, but it also gives us permanent storage. So I can just say store all alchemy ingredients, and it's going to take all of those alchemy ingredients that I have collected on my way to Winterhold here, and then they're all available right here in the sack. And I can do that with all kinds of stuff. Food, raw meat, animal bones that I need to keep around for scrimshaw, crafting and materials. So yeah, this build is unique from all the other builds that I've done, because there are no crafting skills as part of the class. That's not to be said that I won't use them. In fact, on legendary difficulty, I would, especially if you're not running mods, you're kind of more of a vanilla game, I would say that the crafting skills are necessary for survival on legendary difficulty. And in fact, I will be making heavy use of the crafting skills in terms of tempering, making potions, resistance potions, poisons, things like that. I just will not be perking into them. I'll only be perking into our major skills.
Because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be
Is
serious.
this about an Imperial spy?
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight, little spy. We got ways of finding out what you really are.
Oh. Do you hate the Dark Elves? Are you here to bully us and tell us to leave?
I don't hate your people. In fact, I know exactly what it's like to be an outcast.
You've come to the wrong city then. Windhelm's a haven of prejudice and narrow thinking. Unworthy of one. Yeah,
so as a Stormcloak, you would expect the Stigr to be a little xenophobic about certain races in Skyrim. But I think that the Stigr here is in a unique position of being labeled an outcast for such a young age amongst his own people, that he has a lot of sympathy for like the Dark Elves of Winterhold and things like that. So why would anyone think you're a spy?
Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us. And it isn't just the
that being said, he's going to sympathize with the Dark Elves, but he's not going to fully trust them, right? He kind of believes that where there's smoke, there's fire. There might be some reason to believe that they could be spies, especially, you know, they're treated poorly in Winterhold. Or Windhelm. I'm sorry, I keep calling it Winterhold. In Windhelm, so they would have every reason to try to make things better for themselves by siding with the Empire, right? Well, in Old Norse, the word Filia is used for a female protective spirit. I like Filia. Filia is also the name of a spell. It's a higher level spell in the shaman archetype of Triumvirate. I don't think I'm going to be using that one, though. We're not going to be going into the shape-shifting aspect of shamanism. It's all going to be focused on the spirit realm. But yeah, I do like Filia. That sounds a little more namey than some of the other stuff that we've had, and it does fit with the theme for sure. I like that. You can also use the word Disir, protective clan spirits. I like that one too. Can we see his face? Absolutely. And I think his face is going to change a little bit. Let's do toggle free cam. Let's get right up onto this ugly mug. In fact, he kind of looks like me a little bit. I just now realized that. Damn. Look-alike? We do a side-by-side there? His eyebrows are a little thicker than mine, I guess. His mustache is a little thicker. I live in a desert. He lives in an icy tundra, so I could explain that. He's also, he's younger than me by probably close to 20 years. I like to think that he's around 20 years old. But the hard living, the harsh winds, and the harsh weather that the Nords have to go through in Windhelm here, I think that makes it a little hard on one's skin, to say the least, right? He's not gray, he's actually blonde. He is not balding, he actually keeps his hair shorn quite short for just practicality purposes. He wears a fur hood most of the time for armor and protection from the elements, but he doesn't, as being a stealth guy, he kind of doesn't want like a long ponytail or a flamboyant like mohawk being caught up on, on things he's trying to slip past, right? Yeah, he's actually just a preset. Actually, I'm going to switch over to my Be Right Back screen. This is kind of the end game look I have for him. So he's got like the white colored eyes. He's got a blue, and with the lighting and stuff, it's kind of hard to see the coloring on this stuff, but the white colored eyes kind of reflecting the shamanistic spirit realm aspect of him. He's got the blue stripe on the left side of his eye, and I feel like I want to give him that war paint once he's able to rejoin the ranks of the Stormcloaks here in Windhelm, after completing his task, his rite of passage of slaying a saber cat with a sneak shot. So that's what we're looking at here. We got kind of like the shamanistic thing with the helm, the bear helm. Kind of got a wicked looking dagger. That dagger is actually a lot longer than it looks. It's almost like the size of a short sword, and I think that's good for the time that he's going to be spending on the front lines. Just because, oops, I gotta switch back to my camera here. Just because he's going to be switching between assassin jobs and frontline soldier work quite often, so he needs a weapon that's going to be good for both of those. And that's actually the Kinjal
Name's new.
Dagger from somewhat realistic or somewhat historically accurate Viking weapons. It's actually not a Viking weapon at all. I did some work because I was going to call this character concept the Kinjal, the Nordic Kinjal. And the Kinjal is not a Nordic weapon at all. It's actually more of like a Middle Eastern, maybe Northern, a little bit more toward like, it kind of enters like the Georgia area a little bit too. And in fact, I think Russia's like hypersonic missiles that they're really high on is named after this dagger. They have a Z instead of a J, so they call it the Kinzal. But this dagger is called the Kinjal, and it was more of like a Persian type weapon, I think, from what I've read.
Oh right, that makes sense. Kind of a messy metal anyway.
The white bear armor is Xbox, and I think that is actually part of the immersive armors pack too for PC. That's too big for Xbox. That's above their size limits, but you can get it on its own. Yep, Haster's got it right up there. I read it backwards, sorry. Still no pants even in the frozen north, indeed. Might have missed it. Oh, that the light Stormcloak officer gear? No, that's actually the highwayman mail. Let's look back at that thing there. So yeah, that's from Immersive Armors as well. It's fairly low level gear, but I plan on smithing it up, tempering it up to the armor cap. He's also using the Dragonhide buckler there. We're going to be making use of the bucklers from the Immersive Armors pack as well, and that's actually the Shaman helm from the Shaman set in Immersive Armors. So the whole armor set, and then obviously just regular fur gloves, but I can probably find something higher level to fit that. As well with the boots. Like maybe the Einherjar lighter stuff. I love the bucklers too. I think they're underutilized. They have a really cool look to them. I especially like the ebony buckler. Hey, Tom Moore. So much knowledge. I'm learning stuff. Yeah, see, I'm all about the edutainment on this channel. I try to be fun, but I also try to impart all of my thousands and thousands of hours of Skyrim knowledge upon you guys as well. Yeah, I know a lot about the game. I've been playing since 2011, but also modding. You can know everything there is to know about vanilla, but then when you start getting into modding, especially like the gameplay overhauls and the different gear sets and stuff like that, and you start dipping your toe into the lore, there is just a huge, wide world of stuff that you're never going to learn it all. You can try, but there's always going to be something you haven't learned, you haven't seen, or you haven't encountered, you know? What was I doing here? Oh yeah, I was going to talk to Yora over in the Shrine of Talos over there. Let's do that. We can also use Nightshade for oops, wrong way. Nightshade for damage, health, poisons. Pick that in the cemetery. I was actually going to pray to Talos here to cure our rock joint disease, but we were fortunate enough to find a dead Vigilant of Stendar with a cure disease potion on him, so we don't need that. And we do not know that we are Dragonborn yet. Dragons have not unlocked, and we have not encountered a word wall, so the blessing of Talos is not actually going to help us much. I did kick around using Talos as our main deity as well, but I don't see shouts being a huge central part of this build. There's just so much other stuff going on with the shamanism and the assassin-y type stuff that I don't think there's room for it, honestly. That would just, it would widen the build way too much. But may as well take his blessing right now, pay our respects. We do like Talos a lot as a Stormcloak. We revere him quite heavily. And I forgot to go talk to Yora. Sorry about that, in and out. Getting distracted streaming. Onyx Black Rose, hello. That is a new name too. I love seeing new names. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good start to the weekend. I am having a fantastic start to the weekend. There is Yora.
To receive the blessing of Talos, you have only to pray at the altar.
What do you have for sale?
Take a look.
So Yora is a spell tome vendor from Triumvirate. She is a shaman, archetype vendor. Eye of the Allmaker is great. How much? I don't have a whole lot of septums to play with here. Eye of the Allmaker is a good one for scouting. This is another one of those alteration spells that we're not going to perk into alteration, but we're going to get a lot of use out of this thing, so we're going to do that. We're also looking for stave spells. Stave of Ferocity. We also need Okado's Recital. We'll have to go talk to Woundfirth for that one. But I think we have some stuff that we can sell off here. Enchant your power attacks for 60 seconds, reduces armor by 150 points and magic resist by 25%. Not your resistances, but your enemy's resistances when you power attack them. So hooking this up to... oh shoot, I don't have the money for it. Do I have anything I can sell? I can sell this one. That's not gonna do enough. I do have some clothing and jewelry I can sell. That's still not gonna do. Alright, that's
Blessings
fine.
of Talos be upon you.
I think I needed like 265. I think I have some stuff I can sell off. I have the vigilant stuff that I'm not going to use. The mace. I might be able to make some knickknacks out of Scrimshaw with the Hunterborn mod. A ruined pelt and a wolf's pelt. Might be able to make something out of that I can sell too. Okay. Slow going. But at level 1 on legendary difficulty, you kind of gotta... You gotta play this game. It's... If you're coming from Magus's stream on Twitch, the way that he plays Requiem... So a lot of people say that Requiem's too hard for them. I don't think that it's all that difficult from what I've seen, but the reason why it might feel more difficult is because it forces you to play a way that you may not want to, and that it means a lot of preparation, it is a lot of scouting, And if you take your time to make your character as strong as possible and prepare properly before each kind of sort of combat encounter, you know, assuming you're going into an unleveled encounter that is within your pay grade, then yeah. So I don't think it's the fact that it's really all that much more difficult than vanilla legendary. It's just that it forces you to play in a specific order in a specific way. And that's kind of, it mirrors what I'm kind of doing here. You have to do the prep work. You have to do the prep work in order to stay alive and be able to progress. Which is not for everybody, right? Skyrim is singularly amazing in that it allows you, through mods and even through just its own buildcraft system, its perk system, its class, lack of a class system, its classless RPG mechanics, in that it does allow you to play however you want. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're all going to be as effective as each other. But you can't play the way that you want, so you kind of sacrifice that by playing on very high difficulties and playing with like the balance mods that you get, like Requiem and other overhauls and things like that aim to bring balance to the difficulty of the game, but that ultimately kind of restricts the freedom in what you can do. It's just kind of the trade-off that you get through difficulty and freedom of expression through play. I like the challenge. Like I said, I've been playing this since 2011. Things get a little too easy for me to stay interesting, so I play on legendary difficulty all the time. And especially for the first 10 levels or so, it's very difficult, very challenging, and you have to really prepare. You have to do the crafting. You have to get the money to do the training and take the right perks at the very beginning. Now, once you get up to like level 20 or so, then you can start really exploring different ways to play and fleshing out like a unique build concept and things like that. But at first, at least, you have to think about it strategically, and that's what I'm doing. All right, so we have 456 gold, and that is without doing any crafting and selling anything off here. 456. Should I spend this on the stave? I think I should spend it on the stave of ferocity, and then we'll see how much Okado's recital costs. I'm not even sure I'd be able to cast Okado's recital right now either. Yep, being prepared for combat is the biggest thing. Oh, let me catch up here. Busy being a crash test dummy on Lexi's. Oh yeah, that's like your favorite pastime, isn't it, Tom? You're always doing that with Lexi. Nice to have a place in a community, though, for sure. I was Azadal beforehand. Oh, okay. So yeah, you. I think you are from the Icarus Discord, if I remember correctly, right? Azadal, I remember. I went swimming and had broiled bacon and cheeseburger with a slice of Gouda. Man, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a great Saturday right there. Absolutely, being a thief, one has to be very careful with combat, especially at level 50. Wow, got a little wonky there. I kind of want to move that dagger to my back too. I'll do that in a second.
Pray at the altar. Take a look.
Stave of Ferocity. And do we have any vision spells? Visions of Opportunity. Okay, so this might be even better. For 240 seconds, curses random foes within 40 feet, reduces armor by 150 points. Yeah, this is better. This is better than the stave spell. And it's a lot cheaper too. Look at that. I might actually be able to afford Okado's now too. I could afford both of these. I'll have 3 septums left to my name. Let's go see how much Okado's cost. Also, the Stave of Ferocity is an apprentice level spell, so we might save that for later anyway. Okay, so next order of business after all this is to head to, or at least in the direction of Whiterun. We need to get to the Ritual Stone. That mage there is going to cause us trouble, for sure.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solomon.
Nope. We have too much shame to return to Ulfric right now without having slain our first saber cat. So yeah, about that. We have been sent by Ulfric on a rite of passage to sneak up on and kill a saber cat with a single sneak shot, with a single sneak attack from our dagger. That's it. Poisons don't count. We can slay a, like magic doesn't count. We can slay a saber cat in open combat, but that doesn't count either. We have to be able to sneak up on a saber cat undetected, kill him with our dagger, one shot with a sneak attack, then we can rejoin the war efforts. Until then, Ulfric has made it very clear that we are of no use to him. And it's kind of a wise play by Ulfric, too.
Spells and incantations.
He doesn't need another frontline warrior. He's going to be spending that frontline spot on grooming an assassin that is much more valuable to him, like infinitely more valuable to him than another frontline warrior, right? So he's willing to lose a body temporarily in order to gain a much more valuable resource in the not so distant future. Okay, we're 100 gold away from being able to buy Okados.
Strength and
Don't know that we have anything that we can... We have some stuff we can do for Scrimshaw here. We can sell the garnet.
steel are well. Good. Magic is the true power in this world.
Okados is OP. Yes, Okados can be very OP if you use it in moderation on specific things. It can be more balanced. Ooh, the hunting knife. We could use that. But we're really just looking for stuff that we can sell. So I feel like Windhelm is going to be more about Kinnereth than Hircine or Julianos. So all of the Kinnereth. Wolf claws we'll use for Porker tusks. That's fine. We can turn those into bits of bone, I suppose. So with snowberries and bone meal, we can make resist fire potions, which at this low of a level is not going to be all that valuable, both because they're not going to offer very much protection. But also,
And let them die with their false kings.
We've been so...
because there aren't like the enemies at this level, the mage enemies at this level, you're not going to have a whole lot of fire mages. And if you do, you're going to have to find some other means of dealing with them other than just trying to pump up resistances through potions. So that's something we can do. We can find a few I think there are some snowberries just around the city here. If not, I can go back to the horse and grab those. Avandro Apanes, welcome. Recently discovered your content on Arcane Archer and have to say it's some of the best I've seen on YouTube. Ooh, awesome. That is quite the compliment. I thank you. I humbly thank you. Gave me the inspiration to come back to Skyrim. Thanks for that, for sure. And I'm gonna have a full build guide video out on that soon-ish. I don't know if you've seen any of my build guides, but you can look forward to the same format for the Arcane Archer on those. I go really deep. I try to give it the best production value as possible, and without like bragging or sounding brash at all, without any kind of like trying to talk myself up, I do think that my build guides stand up to any others on YouTube. So yeah, if you like the Arcane Archer, do look out for that. I'm looking forward to putting that out. Let's see. Do I have snowberries? I probably have a few. I have 3 snowberries. I have 2 bone meal. Wolf claws, canine teeth. Canine teeth and nightshade can make a poison. I think that's about all I got. So let's see, what time is it? 5:28. Let's head into the white file. We can start that quest line maybe. Look into it at least. Oh, thank you, Magus. I try to look at my content as
Master,
objectively as possible. I know it's hard not to have a bias towards your own stuff, but I try to put myself in the place of the average Skyrim YouTube video consumer.
See, you're not well.
Because I watch Skyrim content on YouTube constantly. It's one of my favorite things to do in my off time. Is if I'm not playing Skyrim, I'm watching Skyrim content. I try to learn from that, and I also try to compare my own stuff to it.
Close to the
So I do go back and watch my own stuff, and I try to figure out how to improve it. So if you go back and watch my super early videos, they're trash compared to everything else
Just a man's
on the channel. But there is a market improvement over the years for sure.
But this doting busybody won't let me get it.
Consume Skyrim content? Yeah, where we're not playing? Absolutely. Oh yeah, welcome. I think you'll find that the vast majority of us, Magus aside, we're all pretty friendly, good people. No, I'm kidding. I gotta give Magus a hard time because I know he can take it. This is great. Yeah, we have an awesome community here. Very welcoming, very friendly, and we all love Skyrim quite a bit. So you're home, buddy. Welcome home.
You would do that? It's good to know there are some people out there who are willing to help.
I feel like the Stigr here. He feels almost closer to the elves of Windhelm than he does the other Nords of Windhelm, because being an outcast born under the sign of the shadow,
even in death,
he gets the cold shoulder from the other Nords, right? They're afraid of him. They think that he brings dark portents, and being groomed as an assassin for the Stormcloaks, it means that he's not fighting with honor with the rest of the brothers and sisters of the cause on the front lines, right? But with the elves also kind of being an outcast in Windhelm, they're kind of like, there's kind of a little bit of a brotherhood going on there, a brotherhood of outcasts.
Go get me the file, you fool!
Even though Nerelian is a complete dick. Magus can take it. You'll see. The wind knows.
Of the firmament. I need to compare the old star charts to today's.
Do you do live stream every Saturday? They're not often, but they're weekly. They're very consistent. So every Saturday at 11 a.m. my time, which is 6 p.m. UTC. I'll leave you to do the conversion on your own because I always seem to get it wrong. Turns out there are time zones all over the place. They're hard to kind of like tell you, okay, it's this time, your time, but yeah, I start, which would have been an hour and 10 minutes ago, 11 a.m. my time. So pretty much every Saturday, unless I'm out of town or have some other social obligation, it's very consistent. But I also do pre-recorded content a lot on YouTube as well, edutainment style. Yes, thank you, Haster. What Haster says exactly. Haster knows me well. I feel a sense of belonging here that the Stigr certainly doesn't. I'm always either playing Skyrim, watching Skyrim lore videos, listening to rock, or wandering around my hometown, so pretty relatable. Okay. Where are you from, Escamo? Emo the Escamo? Around 1900 UK, there you go. So 7 p.m. UK, so really close to UTC there, just an hour off. You can set YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube notification system is notoriously flaky, but it doesn't hurt to click the bell. I'm not going to insist that you do that. YouTube notifications can be annoying when they work, and just as annoying when they don't work and you actually want them. I've seen the build guides, even created a druid myself after watching. Can't wait for Arcane Archer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. West Virginia, okay. Across on the other side of the country there. Awesome. I don't know if you can do selective notifications. I think that once I post and schedule a live stream, that you can set it to remind you when it goes live, but not until I do it. And I usually don't post the live streams until Thursday. So you almost have to be notified of the notification in order to set the reminder. It doesn't really help much, right? You're on the other side of the world too. I'm watching from Brazil. Okay, so we're on the same east-west hemisphere, but we're on opposite. You're on the southern hemisphere. Speaking of Brazil, actually, I'm wearing my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu t-shirt here. I studied Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for like 10 years. Recently had to quit, as you can tell from all the gray in my beard. It's not a young man's sport, and I'm no longer a young man. Or it is a young man's sport, and I'm no longer a young man. But yeah, my professor is what they call him, is from Brazil. He's a Brazilian native. Professor Wellington Diaz, aka Megaton. That's about all I have that I can craft up. Maybe I can sell these off, and maybe that'll give me enough. Another 100 gold is all I need to afford Okados.
May the 8 guide you to the file.
That's awesome, man. I love martial arts. I've been doing Muay Thai for 2 years now. I've always been very interested in Muay Thai. I watched some videos on it. I have a friend, one of my best friends actually is, or was a Muay Thai coach for one of the MMA gyms around here. He wasn't like the head. He wasn't like training professional MMA fighters. He was more of just a beginners / kids coach. But yeah, he was really into Muay Thai for a while. He taught me some stuff. Definitely not the 10 years worth of stuff I have in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But yeah, I love martial arts too. I did Kung Fu for a long time in college. Love martial arts. I love things that kind of, now we're just like 60, 40, about 45, 44 septims away from being able to afford Okado's recital.
Why are you still standing around here? Go get me the file, you fool.
Guess we gotta go try to kill something. We'll check out the missives board too. Might be able to supplement our income a little bit if we're traveling in the same direction anyway. West Virginia is very far back in terms of culture. The rest of America is in modern times. Oh, there are bubbles all over the country, man.
Just a few septims.
Pretty much anywhere that's not in an urban or suburban area is living in its own bubble. My wife is from the Scranton area, and their idea of current rock is like Bruce Springsteen. It's like they're still living. I think it would be lucky to call it the 90s. I think Magus can probably attest to that a little bit. Yeah, there are bubbles all over the place. I wouldn't say that you're in a particularly like backwards or too far behind the times compared to most of the places in the country. He's not wrong. Yeah. I mean, no offense to anyone, but New Orleans is stuck back in the 30s. Oh, I don't think anybody. That's a source of pride for them over there. I think they have a strong culture that's stuck with it for a long time. Maybe early 2000s now. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, if you know, you know. It's all right. Doesn't make it any better or any worse than anywhere else. It's just, different culture, different people, different ways of life. We're a melting pot. We're meant to be that way. Okay, so what am I doing here? We kind of got a late start because Skyrim Unbound put us, the random start put us like way out in the middle of nowhere at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, did I set my time scale? I don't know if I set my time scale. Let's do that now. I like a slow time scale. It feels a little more natural to me. I don't want to walk from Windhelm to Kynesgrove and have it take me all day, you know? I know they did it that way on purpose to sort of create a sense of scale, but... Okay, so two things. The two things, TM, that's a Magus thing. Two things here. The next thing on our agenda, we need some more septums in order to sell, you know, we need to sell off some loot. We need like 44 more septums in order to afford Okado's recital. That is huge. That is paramount. We can do that by picking ingredients, which is boring as hell, or we can come try to check out Forsaken Cave, at least until we get to Cure-All Mill. We can loot a few things there. The ancient... That's way above our... This is the Black Sacrament armor. Might be able to make use of some enchantments from that at some point, but that's way above our pay grade. That's all unleveled stuff and all very high leveled stuff. So we're gonna avoid that for now. We can also get to the Ritual Stone. That is the stone that I want to use for the entirety of this playthrough, unless something else comes up, somebody can convince me otherwise, or we encounter a stone that is going to work better for our purposes in that moment. I feel like we can make our way through most of the Forsaken Cave. Cure-All Mill's probably not going to be an option unless we can get a few level ups on the way and really increase our sneak skill. So maybe we can at least go partially through Forsaken Cave, and then continue on that road, take a left at the fork, and head down toward Whiterun, where the Ritual Stone is going to be. Oh, another thing is we don't really have any kind of bedding or anything. We'll work on that. We have a horse. We can get where we're going pretty quickly. So the sun's going down, which is fine. Oops, did not mean to do that. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4 lately, and on that one, the right trigger gives you a speed boost with your horse. So I keep trying to hit the right trigger to get a speed boost with my horse in Skyrim now, of course, because playing multiple games absolutely guarantees that you're going to get your buttons mixed up. I think Strudel was saying that on Discord earlier. So yeah, getting my buttons back on me is gonna be okay. That's a dead wolf, so somebody already came through here. But yeah, as I said, we got a late start, so we don't have an early bedtime right now as far as our needs go. So we're gonna have time to, we're gonna have a little bit of time anyway to have some fun before we have to go back to bed. Might have to bunk at an inn in Whiterun. Because as I said, we don't have any portable bedding yet. We can craft that either through Hunterborn, or we can do that through Campfire. Hunterborn gives you access to the Hunter's Bedroll, which you kind of drop on the ground and activate while you're sneaking to unroll it. And Campfire will give you access to, like, I think just a bedroll that you can set up as part of it through that system. But also like tents and stuff like that. But it's a little expensive in terms of crafting ingredients. Which once we get our scrimshaw and harvesting level up and things like that, have no shortage of like furs and things like that, but in the meantime, it's kind of slim pickings. Still can't have a setup without campfire. Sorry, excuse me as I munch on my red vines. Oh, here's a thing. My wife and I have an eternal debate about which is better, red vines or Twizzlers. And a lot of that preference and stuff we found comes down to region. But we found this one to be kind of split down the middle and doesn't seem to be specific to where people came from. Red vines 100%. I'm with you, man. I don't mind a Twizzler. If Twizzler's all I have access to, I'll eat some Twizzlers. I especially like the Twizzlers nibs, but I vastly prefer red vines. My wife, on the other hand, loves Twizzlers, hates red vines, can't stand them. I want to post a poll. How do I post a poll? It used to be very easy. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Boom, poll is open. Fire away. No, we didn't get a crash. I just, I had to tab out of the game in order to get that poll going. We're good, we've been solid. Usually new games are very solid. I have more issues with the Arcane Archer because of all the magical effects that pop off all the time. Oh, I forgot about the overseas folks. You probably don't have either, huh? No, I don't use smooth cam because I am a filthy, dirty controller user. I'm using the Xbox Elite controller. So I have the extra preset keys on the back that I can use for expanded hotkeys and stuff. And a lot of those smooth camera mods and stuff, they don't work well with the controller unless you have like a joy to key input conversion system running at the same time, and those have their own problems. Now, they might have expanded to controller compatibility since I've looked into it, but I just use a customizable camera. It's an oldie but goodie. It puts the camera up. Well, I use it to customize the camera to put it like up closer to the character. It's also a static distance, so I don't have the ability to change the distances on it and stuff. But that's fine for me anyway. I'm very gameplay centric. I want to be good at the game, and having a stable camera angle, stable camera distance that works best in all scenarios is a boon for being able to perform your best at legendary difficulty. Damn PC controller user shakes fist in the air. Hey man, I think we're catching up. There are a lot of people coming around on the controller. I was shocked to see how many controller players there were on Diablo 4, and the controller just works better in that game. Skyrim was actually designed as a controller first and foremost. Now, obviously, a lot of things work a lot better with a keyboard and mouse, especially in terms of like first-person gameplay. I don't think many people can make an argument that controller is better than keyboard and mouse. But in terms of the UI, if you don't mod it, it works a lot better with a controller. There are a lot of pros and cons each way. I mean, we've had this debate before, like several times, I think, Magus. But sometimes having the debate refresh itself is better for the audience. They can get through all of it. Yes, it is a lot more accurate for sure. But sometimes you don't need the accuracy. The main thing for me is that I spend all day on my computer at work in that keyboard and mouse posture. And then for me just to be able to like sit back with a controller down in my lap is it's a huge mental shift for me. Just putting my body into that different position and that different orientation, it helps my entire like psyche and attitude go from damn, I'm at work to okay, now I get to relax and do whatever the hell I want to do. Okay, we got more wolves out here. Do I have any spells that I can actually cast? Can I conjure a familiar? Is that something that's possible? Oh yeah, I can do that. Sweet. Conjure a wolf from the spirit realm. Don't mind if I do. Oh, and then we got a level up from the conjuration level we got for that. Shit. Woo, okay. Flying away on me there. Nice. Okay. I am running Odin. I'm running Odin along with, or I guess underneath, Apocalypse. There is some overlap between Odin and Apocalypse. Odin is great for expanding and fixing the vanilla spells that have issues. Apocalypse is great for adding a whole bunch of new shit that is like crazy. It really expands what you can do in the game, so it enables a lot of playstyles that just aren't possible with the vanilla and Odin stuff. But part of Odin is that it improves the weak-ass familiar to actually be viable, at least through the mid-game, I would say, if for nothing else than to provide a distraction. But in the vanilla game, it's like, I feel like by the time you get to level 5, the familiar is just completely useless. So yeah, it is a strengthened up familiar. I might have to do a little bit of investment. Oh, I did not mean to level up there. Crap. Oh well. I was gonna save this for a tactical level up. Crap. Now I don't know whether or not I need to take Magicka. Okay, well, I'll do Magicka anyway. So I think a good split is going to be the same split that I've been using for the Scorpion build, is 1 in Magicka, 2 in health, and 2 in stamina. I think would be pretty balanced. I think our melee abilities and survivability in that is roughly twice as important as the magic we're going to cast. We might switch to 3 in health and 2 in stamina at some point, or 3 in stamina and 2 in health at some point, once we get to a point where our Magicka pool is large enough to be able to cast whatever we want, for the most part. But for now, we'll start with Magicka, and we'll go to health next. I'm not sure. I need to be able to cast Okado's Recital when we buy it, and I'm not sure if we have the Magicka reserves for that yet. That might require a special trip to Helgen to loot that novice mage hood. Dang, we're about to cause another console war at this rate. Came from console myself. Yeah, I played a lot on that Xbox 360, man. That was a great version of the game. I think it's underrated. Obviously, you're not going to get the fidelity that you're going to get on either a current console or a PC. And I think that the Xbox One non-Pro is sort of like the de facto best console to run on, because it limits resolution. I don't know about the Xbox Series X now. I think that just might be so much raw horsepower that that's probably the best way to go. My 360 blew up years ago. I sold it off. There came a point where it made no sense to have an Xbox and a PC, because Microsoft has been awesome lately about putting all their stuff on PC and on Steam, so there hasn't been really any reason to have both. So I do have a PS5 now, and I have a PC, and I have a Switch, and that lets me play everything. Currently playing on Xbox. My poor Khajiit is chooping firewood for money at like 1 a.m. Nice. Been there, man. I'll let her sleep soon. 1 a.m.'s not that late. That's not that. That's like my regular... like, if I get to bed at 1 a.m., it's been a good day. I need sort thing hope. Yeah, sorry, James. I'm not catching what I'm not picking up what you're putting down there. There's probably like one character out of place there that's causing me not to be able to catch any of that. This one does like Odin. Familiar, great at distancing the enemy. Yeah. I agree. It didn't literally explode. Yeah, I just got the red. Yeah, no, that red ring, that got just about everybody. I'm not sure I knew anybody who played a lot of their Xbox 360 that didn't see at least one of those red rings of death. Xbox consoles have kind of been plagued with stability issues. I think we're still too early in the life cycle of the Series S and Series X. But I think now that they've... the industry as a whole is kind of stepping away from physical media. There's less that can go wrong with the consoles these days. So it probably has made... an improvement in stability on all the consoles in that regard. It's almost always the disk drives that go bad. And since people are using those less. Let's see if we can level up our sneak skill a little bit. We still have not been able to land a single sneak attack. And the orientation that this guy is in the corner, we're not going to be able to sneak up on him. I forgot to take a perk, though. I do have a perk that I can spend, and we'll put that into sneak. Now, I did actually take the Shadow Birth Sign, so that is in classic Classes and Birth Signs Reimagined, so that keeps up with the roleplay, and it also does give us a 10% boost to sneak. Hasn't helped us much so far. We have not been able to remain undetected in any way against any enemy so far. Yeah, I think in this situation we just preemptively, I mean, I can walk around a little bit trying to get sneak leveled up, right? But that's boring. Who wants to do that? I want to actually play the game. Yeah, that barely leveled me up at all. All right, let's do a quick save here. I feel like I want to preemptively cast the familiar. Ooh, okay, hold on. Is anybody else nervous? I am nervous as hell right now. My butt is puckering so hard I'm like a full inch off my seat. Okay, am I close enough? I think I'm close enough. Yeah, buddy. First one. All right, pup. Come help me out here. Run away. Oh. Poison darts. Okay, I need to set up hotkeys for this buckler here. Ouch. Okay, he's a two-hander. Okay, and we managed not to alert the other one. Ooh, that's a nice piece. That'll sell off. That's Okado's recital right there. All we needed. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at the illusion tree to see what quiet casting is gonna cost me here. So 1 perk at least. Silent Storm, we're gonna need 40 in illusion. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. Not sure that it's worth it. Well, it's definitely worth it, right? But if we're trying to keep a concise character build concept going, man, that one perk helped a lot, didn't it? Okay, so one thing about daggers is they are the only completely silent weapon in the game. The sound of the weapon itself is negligible, so it allows you to make a sneak attack and then kind of get away, even though you're right up close to someone, right? Bows, they make noise. Crossbows make noise. Anything bigger than a dagger makes noise as well. So you are going to give your position away a little bit with those weapons. As for a dagger, it's just that initial hit that sets them off. It's not the sound of the weapon itself. So this is going to be excellent for leveling up. Did not know that, to be honest. Yeah, daggers are the way to go. I'm nervous about the boss fight. Yeah, I'm not sure about that boss fight. If I can handle the boss fight like this, we'll be fine. Oh my god. But if he does, yeah, he touched me. He found me. And now I'm stuck. All right, come and get it. He went for the power attack there. I went for the bash and got the kill cam instead. If he goes for a regular attack, I'm going to go for the timed block. If he goes for the power attack, I'll go for the bash. And we got another level up. Let's hold on to that one for a little bit. We might need it against the boss fight. I will attempt the boss fight. I will attempt the boss fight. I'm not going to make it a requirement of this. We might have to go tail between legs, move on to Whiterun, but at least for now. Oh, I think I ran into him. I tried to get too close. Went for the power attack. Oh, he went for the power attack again. See, it caused like 50%. Even though I got a timed block on it, the power attack from the two-handed weapon caused a 50% health dip. That's why I tried to bash out of the power attack. That power attack was too quick, though. It was too quick. That was a standing power attack. The one where he takes a couple steps is like a forward power attack. Those are a little easier to see. But that overhead power attack was a little too quick. I might have been able to get a bash out, but I probably would have mistimed it and would have ended up taking the full force of it, and that probably would have been a one-hitter quitter. Breaking line of sight is the best way to regain stealth. So even if you're in the light, obviously you want to stay in shadows if you do have line of sight, but breaking line of sight will cause the detection meter to reduce. That's the best way of doing it. That's vanilla, modded, whatever. And in fact, the best way to level up your sneak skill is to become partially detected and then reestablish full stealth. So as that detection meter goes back down, we're going to gain a lot of stealth skill. That's the fastest way to level up. Now, also, if you're doing a vanilla start, obviously you can get unlimited sneak attacks on Rayloff or Hadvar or whoever you decide to follow. There's one specific part in the Helgen Keep where you can do that. I'm using an alternate start, so that's not an option for me. Okay, now I think I have two Draugr running around here. The one with the bow is the one we're focused on because he's the one that we've taken the most life from. Okay. And that didn't bother any of the other ones because, as I said, daggers are silent. Okay, we're gonna try to leave him be, see if we can leave him sleeping. We're gonna take care of this guy first. Okay. So as far as the detection algorithm goes, there are weighted values for visibility, for movement, and just sneak levels. Line of sight is the most important thing in breaking detection. Light is also very important, but movement is a big one. So having muffle on your gear or in a perk slot somewhere is very, very important to keep you from becoming more detectable as you move. As we saw there, this Draugr did not actually detect me until I did that little dodge roll away. Now, if your line of sight is broken, it doesn't matter how fast you're moving. If you're moving at all, you'll be making noise, but it doesn't matter how much faster you're moving. You're not going to make any more noise. Oh my god, he keeps turning around every time I try to flank him. Okay, well, I might go very, very slowly. I could also take my boots off. Equipment also has a modifier based on weight, I think. All right. Full on detected now. Come on, bud. Oh, there's the power attack. Glad I whiffed that one. And then here comes his buddy. All right, let's get the pup out. I really need to set hotkeys up for all this. Might do that off stream. Okay, he's running away now. He took too much damage. Okay. He went for that running power attack. That I can react to. Now these are just regular attacks. Okay. We are doing better. Where's the other guy? Did he go to get his friends? He's trying to get me to run into an ambush. Okay, well, let's take the opportunity to reset stealth, huh? Love the chest banging or the shield banging, I guess. Yeah, it could be chest banging or shield banging. The Draugr chest banging is hilarious. It is. It's like they have attitude. Oh my god, the Red Vines versus Twizzlers debate. It's so close. I think Red Vines had it like at first, but now like Twizzlers is coming back. Bow of Shadows blew my mind. It's OP, but I loved it. Yes, Bow of Shadows is awesome. It kind of breaks a little bit. The invisibility effect, it breaks eventually. And I'm not sure if people have narrowed down exactly what breaks it. Or people hypothesizing that it's other invisibility effects through either spells or Shadow Warrior type stuff. But yeah, it breaks eventually. So just be wary of that. I hope I haven't looked for a fix for a couple months on it though. There might be a mod that fixes it. Mangled rotten fingertips, grasping bone with bone, banging on flesh with bone. Only Skyrim. There you go. I have a Maurmer Sea Elf build that is a pirate storm mage thief that might follow this build in joining the Stormcloak and using unorthodox methods to win the war, as she hates the Thalmor. Very nice. I like it. Fun fact, it was actually the Altmer who banished the Sea Elves way back in the day. Interesting. Yeah, the Altmer just hate everybody. Maurmer are dope. They are, yeah. Don't hate the Thalmor, just hate their ideals. Yeah, that would be actually very cool to see. I would love if in Elder Scrolls 6, BGS were able to write some quests and some storylines that kind of made Thalmor a little bit redeemable instead of just being the black and white bad guy for every single scenario. Like maybe there's some Thalmor leadership or something that helps turn the tide of opinion more toward the Thalmor, because right now you have to look really hard to find any redeemable qualities about the Thalmor, right? So a change of leadership that maybe changes ideals and becomes a little more... I like that. It would be pretty cool. Their aesthetic is pretty cool too. Absolutely. That's what I'm thinking of joining the Stormcloaks, as she never sides with the Thalmor High Elf sympathizers. I like Fudge Muppet's Death Weaver build uses the Bow of Shadows. I'll have to. I'm sure I've watched it. I like watch all the build videos from everybody, but I'll watch that again. They do go very deep into lore on that one, on their build videos, which is cool. Okay, truth be told, not every Altmer is a supremacist, but they have perfectionist complex because of Ariel's teachings and whatnot. Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. That sounds like you hit the nail on the head there, Haster. There are sympathetic Altmer characters, for sure. Okay, let's take this opportunity to reset stealth, the detection meter there. We're gonna get some sneak skill from it, as long as we can stay out of line of sight of that Draugr who ran off. There it is. All right, now it's reset. Take some crafting materials. The mirror will help us with our block skill, that's for sure. We'll take that. Would also help us with Captain Aldous. We have one lockpick for an adept lock. I'm gonna save it for a novice one. Not even gonna try. Those are tactics right there. Okay, break line of sight. Just as my guard went down, he came waltzing right back up. Getting a lot of sneak levels here, though. I like it. Let's turn the light off. That might help. Still looking for us. Bring around the Rosie. Pocket full of Posy. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Wasn't that a song about the bubonic plague? It's like kids sing it for fun and do like the little ring around the Rosie dance and everything, but it's just about everybody dying and having their bodies burned and having pockets full of flowers to mask the smell. Okay, so same situation here. Let's see if we can sneak up on this guy. Try to stay in the dark until we can get behind. Okay, now before he walks away, he's gonna turn around. Yeah, there we go. Getting stronger. Look at that. Wants assault on that guy too. The helmet we might be able to sell for a fair amount, so we'll take that. Iron ingots, more crafting materials. Definitely always good for that. That's creepy. I hope they at least did some necromancy from it. Right. That's not creepy for you? The plague is creepier than the actual necromancy part of it? That sounds like a magus-ass magus thing to say. That's why we all love you. Yes. We wouldn't have it any other way, buddy. Okay, I hear something breathing. These guys... Alright, let's try to take these guys out. I am... Got 2 swipes in, only one was a real sneak attack. Okay, run away! Dead bodies. Yeah, baby. Spoken like a true necromancer. Are you gonna go necromancy with your Argonian? Or are you gonna stay with like the stealth aspect of it? Or both? Okay. Try to use the darkness here. And only step through the light when we are behind his cone of vision there. Boom. There we go. We're working on it. We're getting better. I don't think we're in Sabercat territory yet, but we're getting there. We'll be there in no time at this rate, I think. Not with this one, no. He's not really stealthy, to be honest. Oh, okay. Okay. Interested to see where you're taking it. You present some build concepts in Discord from now and then, occasionally before you start. Well, usually before you start a new character. I think I'm just thinking of the previous one. Okay. What has you all bothered? You're just being fidgety. Oh, he's got me. He's got me. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, take the opportunity to loot these guys. They like the spears in this barrow, in this barrow here. Choked on some red vines. All right, when we get to a stopping point here, I'm gonna stop that pole. Looks like red vines have it edged out, just barely, huh? Okay, we got another sleeper here. And we got a live one all the way over here. He's gonna be walking back. Oh no, he's right there. Okay, let's take care of him first. We're in the light. Ah, yeah, he's got us. All right, let's find a choke point here first, in case we wake another one up. Actually, he's not following. Here we go. Necrolich. I was thinking of trying Undeath. It's Magus is the guy to talk to about Undeath and becoming a Lich. That's his that's his bread and butter. That's his wheelhouse. Is that the guy I was fighting? I think it is. I think that's the guy I backstabbed. Oh my god! Alright, I don't think I can reset detection on this guy. Might just have to fight him. I mean, maybe. You even own the rights to him? I don't know anybody who would actually challenge that. My next plan after finish with my Bosmer Druid Archer is create an Argonian Stealth Poisoner character. Maybe a touch of Necromancy on that may be pretty cool too. Yeah, that's an awesome one. I've been wanting to do a Necromancy / Poisoner build for some time with some stealth in it. It's just I have so many build ideas and so little time to actually operate them. That I have to pick and choose and prioritize builds over others. Alright, this guy's not giving up. Come on then. He took a beating, didn't he? I'd like to get a Night Ice spell at some point too, would be nice. That's illusion, but I think those are novice level spells. Okay, let's try to stick to the shadows here. That's not the shadows. So what I'm probably going to do here is wait for him to turn back around, and then I'm going to go for that shadowy corner. Ouch. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Yeah, boy. Might be able to use that to my advantage, though. Let's try this. Nope. Come on, bud. Oh, there's another one over to the left now. At least I hear him over there. I think that's the noise that this one is just making through the left channel. There you go. Drink it up. There you go. It's stuff like this that makes sneaky characters like fun. I just feel like the way that the game was designed, it works a lot better from stealth, because then you can really lean into the immersive sim elements of the game that BGS is actually really good at, and kind of like set up these complex scenarios, like these death machines to deal with your enemies. I love it. Works better in Skyrim than something like Fallout 4, and probably works better than in Skyrim than Starfield when that comes out. Simply because there are a lot more melee characters that have to run around, and they have to be mobile in order to cause damage. In Fallout 4, like, everybody has a gun. Or at least the vast majority of the enemies have guns, so they have no reason to move anywhere. So, like, it really lessens the immersive sim aspect of the game that works so well in Skyrim. And Starfield, since it's so gun heavy, is probably going to be much of the same. Luckily, it looks like there's going to be no shortage of things to actually do in that game, so I am very much looking forward to it. Plague Doctor-esque with necromancy, I like it. Yeah, Magus, he's probably the leading expert in the Skyrim world on lichdom and undeath. Yep, they are amazing. I can attest. Okay. Gonna need a little bit of light, even though... Okay, this is a balancing act too, right? When to use the lantern and when not. This dungeon is not fresh enough in my memory to be able to know exactly where all these enemies are. Okay. There might be one that wakes up in one of the sarcophagi. Okay, so I know YouTube compression kind of murders the picture quality when it's dark like this, so I do apologize if this is hard to see. At least from what I can see in my OBS screen, it looks at least manageable, but being an assassin kind of necessitates you staying in the shadows. At least for the early game. Man, look how underpowered we are. How little that one sneak attack did to just a regular Draugr. We have a long way to go, guys. But, like, with all new characters, like, we got, like, the feeling that the world is our oyster here. I got hung up on the terrain there. I tried to jump up onto this ledge and it just got hung up. I always love the feeling of potential of a new Skyrim character. Just like the lofty goals and ambitions. Ooh, he almost saw us that time. He turned around before we were able to dive away. Instincts. We need instincts. Do I have that favorited? Campfire instincts. I don't even see it. Pretty sure I have it hotkeyed though. Yeah, there it is. Okay. This at least gives us a detect life / detect death. It's mostly just detect movement. This is from Campfire. It's a built-in power. Oh, that was a swing and a miss, and now he sees us. Man, it's so dark. It's so dark, it's hard. I can barely see anything. Oh, there we go. I blocked a power attack there. It's not good. Okay. And I blocked another power attack. And I lost my knife for it. That's Wildcat. We got injured. And you can see I'm bleeding on the ground there. Cannot wait with enemies nearby. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. Should be able to find a place where we're not too close to enemies. There we go. Let's rest up, heal up a little bit. And let's check out our needs. Mild hunger, moderate thirst. Let's take care of that. Try to fill up our water skin at the Bronzewater Lake on the other side of the road from the cave we're in right now. Just have to remember to do it. Minor Magicka. You know, I'm thinking about it, now that I'm thinking about it too, I wonder if stealing from the burial urns is something that the Stigr here would be superstitious about. Probably something he shouldn't do. Even though they have a lot of good stuff in them, a lot of stuff that is valuable for their weight, a very high value to weight ratio. Just about everything in a burial urn. But role-playing wise, I feel like he would be superstitious enough to revere these Draugr, even though they're trying to kill him. Yeah, no, we're not taking it. We're not taking it. We'll deal with it. Try to roleplay that. No, anything in a burial urn gets to stay. Anything that's on a Draugr that is trying to kill us, we'll take. And anything in like a chest we'll take too, because those aren't part of the burial urns. Those are just other things that were put there probably after the fact. Oh, that's a restless Draugr. This is gonna be tough. And we are Nord, so we can... Oh no, this is bad. This is bad. We're probably gonna have to use our level up here. Let's see if we can get out of the way. Get out of line of sight. No. Okay, this is bad. Oh crap, I have Shadow of Skyrim on. I should have turned that off. Have to go now. Thanks for the reception. I love the stream. Hope you see you guys more often. Gonna try to follow the lives regularly. Okay, awesome. See you around, Devondro. Have a good day, okay? Have a good weekend. Restless Draugr. So if we can't kill a Restless Draugr, there's no way we're gonna be able to handle Kiramil, right? I think the best I can hope for is just repeated sneak attacks. Try to find a corner here where he's not going to find us. Okay, he saw us there. Okay, so when I attack this guy, I need to wait for him to go around this corner. And then I need to, as quickly as possible, go around the other corner to the left here, try to find a shadowy spot and reset stealth on him. That's the only way I'm going to be able to do this. Let's get into position. As soon as he turns his back, or she turns her back, get out of there. Get out of there. Okay, this might work. But look how little damage I did. Oh, that's nothing. Oh, this is rough. We might have to come back. Just a restless Draugr. I don't think I have the potions to be able to chug to sustain me through a whole fight with this guy. Hit, stay hidden, rinse, repeat. Yeah, that's kind of the only option I have, I think. I do have a level up that I can do. Yeah, it depends on what level you're at. Whether or not you hit that breakpoint level where he's either the next tier up or at the end of the previous lower tier. Yeah, he can be, it depends. I think everybody's a beast at level 1 or level 2. I think it's going to be too hard. He definitely has a minimum level. I'm not sure what that minimum level is. Probably something like at least like 6 or 7, probably closer to 10 or 11. Hey, N-King, welcome back. Did the stream end? No, the stream did not end. We still got about another hour left to go. Okay. I'm going to try to stay in this shadow right here. I don't think he comes this far back. Stay very, very still. Okay. Had to reload the page. Okay, yeah, I have 0 dropped frames on this end. So probably something going on with your ISP at the moment. Psionic Dante, first time in your stream. What's going on? Hey, buddy. Welcome aboard. So you've probably been watching the videos for a while, but first time in the stream? Love, love, love seeing new names in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Are you playing Skyrim? You got a current character going? Tell us about it. And James is back. Welcome back, James. Were you getting dinner or something? Try to find a dark corner. Death by Mermolnir. Oh, I hate that. I'm at work right now, but I've been working on a Bard build and a Dragon Rider build. Sweet. Yeah, one of my viewers, who goes by Nikita Khrushchev, has suggested I do a Dragon Rider build, and I must say the idea does intrigue me. Dragon riding is a very underused, well, it's cumbersome, right? It's not fully fleshed out. They kind of just did what they could within the engine to get dragon riding in the game because people were asking for it. But there are ways that you can beef it up a little bit. My concern with it is it may not be that engaging, right? It is novel, for sure. I would definitely take it as a challenge. I'm up for it, it's just other builds. So many builds, so little time, right? Oh yeah, the like button helps. Thank you, Haster, for mentioning that. Likes, subscribes, they all go a long way toward helping the channel. They're free clicks. They're free clicks, and if you're enjoying yourself, that's the best thing you can do to support the channel. So thank you. They have a mod that fixes it. It's called Intuitive Dragon Riding Controls. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I would like to explore the vanilla engine, the vanilla system on it a little bit more first before I start doing modding on it, but I will note that one. Intuitive Dragon Riding Controls. It sounds awesome. It sounds really awesome, actually. Been in the back making dinner. Nice. What's for dinner? What's for dinner, James? Give me some ideas. My wife's going out to eat with some friends tonight, so I'm on my own for dinner, which means the world is my oyster. And soon, the world is going to be my food baby. Hey, Malderoth. Welcome, buddy. How's Diablo 4 going for you? You finding a rhythm with that thing yet? Hot Pockets? Yeah. No, I'll probably go through a drive-thru somewhere or get takeout. I eat responsibly throughout the week now, so it's like I feel like I owe it to myself on the weekends to cut loose food-wise a little bit. I got my Diablo 4 Rogue up to level 60. Yeah, I think it's just level 60 now. Maybe closer to 62. I don't know. They buffed experience progression for everybody, so the progress has been going a little faster the last few days. But it's right around 60. And it's hit or miss for me. I like my build most of the time. It's a lot of fun to play. I play with controller, so I use a rapid fire rogue build, so it's a lot like playing a twin stick shooter with like a machine gun for a crossbow and a lot of different dodging powers, abilities on cooldown. So I'm zipping all over the screen, blasting enemies with machine guns. I play it like a twin stick shooter, kind of like I played the Ascent. And for the most part, the build works great. If I have my shadow imbuement clicking, it's like it's just blowing up enemies all over the place. But every once in a while, I'll run into like a small enclosed area with like 3 elites in it that have just the right abilities to just smoke me in like 2 hits. And then it takes a number of revives to come back and finish them off. But for the most part, I'm having fun with it. And I don't know what to do next. I kind of feel like I really wanted a Crusader or a Paladin class in this inaugural class roster, right? But instead we have Barbarians and Druids, which to me are too similar to have as starting classes at the launch of the game, right? In fact, lore-wise, they're kind of like the same thing. It's just one drifted off into shamanism, while the other ones drifted off and just to pure warriors, right? But aesthetically, they're very, very similar. And then you have the sorcerer, which is another like pure ranged build, kind of like how I'm playing the rogue already. So I don't know if I want to do a sorcerer. And then next is necromancer, which is probably the most interesting class out of all of them and the most unique, but depending on how you play them, it could just be a ranged mage or a summoner type with a lot of pets, which seems to be hit or miss in the game engine. Okay, now we're really wearing this guy down. Very close to the end here, guys. Sorry about all the grind on this. Oh yeah, I have Malderoth's. I realized that I did not have his Twitch in my description below, but I do now. I recently just added his Twitch link to my description. So Malderoth, I think he plays a lot of Skyrim, but recently he's been playing more Diablo 4. Malderoth is a super chill, cool guy. I love hanging out with him in Twitch. If you're looking to hang out with someone, just vibe and play video games, Malderoth is your dude, aka Macadamia, because I couldn't remember his name one time, and that was the first thing that came into my head. And now and forever, he shall be known as Macadamia to me. He'll always be Macadamia to me. And on that note, we finally killed this bugger. All right. Oh yeah, not looting burial urns. We're a superstitious Nord Stormcloak assassins, so we're gonna revere the dead somewhat, as long as they revere us. Mutual respect, it goes both ways. We'll loot a Draugr who tried to kill us, but we'll let them keep their belongings otherwise. Okay, now we got the one coming out from the coffin there. Let's see see if I can remain hidden here. Is he coming this way? Might be far enough that I can get over to that shadowed area with a little jump. Let's just go very, very slowly. Rather not face him in open combat. Oh, okay, he found us a little bit. Let's find a dark area and just hunker down and stay put. It's not a strong detection. Should be able to reset stealth here fairly quickly. If you ever had to do oh, it would be impossible. The regeneration on a frost troll would be insane. Especially at this low a level. You gotta be able to hit them in one shot, I think. Okay, let's stay in the dark here. Oh, shoot. This is another restless one. I don't know if I can do this again, guys. I don't know. Let's see if we can just sneak past. I can tell from the magical glow in his left hand that that is another frost magic restless Draugr. How's my encumbrance doing? Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, we need to try to sneak past him. Try very hard not to touch him. Sometimes we gotta pick our battles. I'm not about to spend another 30 minutes chipping away at another restless Draugr here. Now this next area is gonna be tough. I might be able to coax them onto that trap there. But again, I might just try to sneak past. And since this is dark, I'm gonna go right through the line of sight of this Draugr here. But since it's dark, I might be able to get away with it. Just very, very slowly. Okay, that'll work. Now I've left myself in a position where if I do get caught, I'm gonna have to fight my way through my own flank. Macadamia nut. Yes, he is a nut. Macadamia, Maldaroth, late for dinner, I'll take it. What have you missed? You have missed me chipping away at a single restless Draugr for about an hour, just doing sneak attack after sneak attack and regaining stealth. And then we just encountered another restless Draugr, and I decided to just sneak past. Leaving myself in a situation here where I'm going to have to fight my way back out of just swaths of enemies. If I even do get to Cure Mill and happen to defeat him. I feel like a Stormcloak assassin would use two-handed weapons. Maybe. Now a two-handed stealth specialist is a very novel and unique build, right? You can make it viable, but it has a ton of drawbacks. The main one being what we talked about earlier, the dagger being the only... Oh, crap. The dagger being the only completely silent weapon in the game. As soon as I take a swipe with a two-handed weapon, it's going to give away my position. I can get away with several dagger strikes from stealth without having to become detected. There are so many Draugr in here, guys. This is ridiculous. There's another one right there, too. And the way that the shadows are situated, I have to get really close to him in order to stay hidden. Oh my god. Is this a regular Draugr? If it's a regular one, no. There are too many. I have to just try to sneak past. Shh. Okay, and here's Cure All Mill. Alright, we gotta be very careful with this. I'm gonna do a quick save right here. It's something that Nords would do IRL. I don't disagree with you. But one, I have already chosen my custom class through Classic Classes and Birth Signs Reimagined. So I can't actually go back and re-specialize in two-handed builds at this point. We're kind of like past, the ship has kind of sailed on that one, right? The other thing is I really wanted to play this character, and this kind of goes along with his worship of the old ways, worshipping animal totems. I kind of wanted to model this character off of like a saber cat, which you can argue is the apex predator in the wilds of Skyrim. And I think a dagger kind of fits a little better with the actual teeth of the saber cat. Now, if we're doing a stealth like bear build or something like that, maybe. Ah, crap. Now he's moving. Okay, turn around. There we go. Do you even need to kill Cure All Mill? I don't know that you need to. Can you sneak past him? This is tense. I haven't played a sneaky character in a long time. I forgot how fun this was. Look at that. You don't even have to kill Cure All Mill. I learned something new today. Now, I might have to kill him in order to unlock the door back out without having to fight my way through all the Draugr that I left behind. This is cool. I never even thought about doing it this way. I'll do a quick save and see if I actually have what it takes to kill him. For sure, I'm curious. Now that it's one-on-one, I might be able to game the system and do the sneak attack spam like I did with the first Restless Draugr. Alchemy is another skill I'll be making use of, but I'm not going to be investing any perks into. It's not part of the class. Do you plan to get the Bloodthorn Dagger? I'm blanking on what that is. Is that AE content? Or is that like the Soul Trap one? Ah, Soul Trap and Absorb Health. Oh, Absorb Health is hidden? Awesome. I might get Bloodthorn. That's the one at the Hag's End, I think. Or not Hag's End, the Redoubt in the southwest of the map, right? South of Markarth. Oh no, that's the Hag's End one. That's more north of Markarth. Yeah, okay. I know which one you're talking about. And I actually have a unique model for it. With unique uniques. When I made Nightwolf, I gave him a one-handed maul that he used sometimes, and that was fun, but even he had a dagger. Yeah, I think in Mortal Kombat 11 he has a tomahawk, like a hand axe that he uses. Along with like a bow and arrow. If I made a Nightwolf build, I think it would be hand axe and bow and arrow. Probably conjured for the bow and arrow, reel for the hand axe. I'm over trying to dodge the plates here, the dishes. Actually, with WACCF, the bowls and stuff are actually worth a fair amount. Selling these things off. Okay, we got everything we came for. Let's see if our doorway is open here. I hope it is. Maybe we don't have to kill Cure All Mill. Okay, look, he's sitting right there waiting for us to come out now. Let's wait for him to turn his back. I do want to scout out the area. I did a quick save so I can actually take him on, but you can see he's got an enchanted axe there. That's gonna hurt, even if we block it. He turning his back, or is he still looking this way? I hear Draugr all over the place. Yeah, no, F this noise. Let's try to get out of here. Well, I don't know. Let's do a quick save right here. I can see the door right there. I don't know that it's unlocked or not, but that's an option. We can go right for the door if we have to. Let's try to kill these guys first. Or chop, chop, chops. See, with a two-handed weapon, that would have alerted all the other enemies around me. With a dagger, I can get away with multiple hits without being detected by everything else. Now, that being said, one of the build ideas I have rattling around in my head is for the ebony blade, which kind of lends itself to a two-handed stealth playthrough, right? So that is a concept that I want to explore. It's just with this one right now, I think we're kind of locked into one-handed for the time being. Let's try to find a dark spot here. Do another quick save. Yeah, it might be off camera. I might do it on camera, but it might be the speaking of the Dark Brotherhood here, I might use it just to get access to like the trainers and some of the equipment and things like that. I don't know yet whether or not it's going to be a canonical part of the playthrough. You kind of have to do stuff like that in a Skyrim roleplay playthrough every once in a while. Just kind of make believe like what you did doesn't actually count because it's really hard to reconcile parts of it or the whole thing with the character's motivations and personality, circles of conflict, things like that. Oh, he found us. Okay. And I think he's got an ice shout too. Not a nice shout, an ice shout. Oh, he's got that big ass shield there too. Oh, that's just a foos. Ah! I'm gonna run out of stamina real quick with this. Oh, see how much? 3 hits and I'm dead with that thing. Okay, let's let the stamina recharge a little bit. Get a couple of sucker shots in there. A couple sucker punches. Oh. He let go of his shield there for a second. Okay, let's let the stamina recharge. Let's do a ring around the rosy here. We do have a level up to rely on. Oh, and we do have our ghost pup. Our ghost dog starring Forrest Whitaker. Chop suey! Ah! Okay. Alright, let's let the magicka and the stamina recharge here. And cast another familiar. Ah! I don't even want to block an attack from this guy because of that enchantment. I can bash him out of power attacks though. That I can do. God, I really gotta hotkey these things. It's just kind of a pain with a... with the controller. Oh, he got me. Okay, we did it. Woo! Yeah, buddy. I like it. Man, that was a test. That was a test. Okay. GG, thank you. Are you proud of yourself? That's from the Wind stream. By the way, go check out the Wind on Twitch. Her streams are so much fun all the time. In fact, I use her streams as inspiration for things like bots and different ways of interacting with your... Oh no, Red Vines are losing. Speaking of interacting with your audience, I can't believe Red Vines are losing by so much now. Oh, you guys are killing me. We'll have to check it out at the end of the stream. Come on, Team Red Vines. You gotta bring it back. Sign up for another YouTube account and do another vote for Red Vines, please. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. That's stupid. I'm going to defiantly eat the last piece of red vine I have. Sorry, I had to answer that honestly. Don't like red vines. Cheat for red vines, yes, please. We can't let the Twizzlers people win. I don't. Is triumphant as that victory against Kiramal was? The shame of losing to Twizzlers is completely it completely overshadows that all the way. Team 2 Portuguese to have ever tried red vine or a Twizzler. Ah, okay. So yeah, that might be tough for the overseas people. Man, you guys are killing me. On my own stream, betrayed by my own audience. Hurts. Feels bad, man. Okay, so let's go to Helyarkin. I think this is the Night Gate Inn over here. That's going to be a good place to spend the night. It's 3:30 a.m. We're probably getting tired by now. Yeah, we're weary. Not quite tired yet. Not fatigued. Oops, did not mean to exit the horse. Just wanted to pick up those ingredients. Your chat wheels the ebony blade. It does indeed. Okay, question. What's red vines and what's Twizzlers? Okay, so they're like strawberry / cherry flavored. I mean, very ambiguously flavored licorice treats. Not like black licorice. It's like sweet and more fruity flavored and chewy. Oh my god, I keep exiting the horse. Damn it. Yeah, red whip-shaped candy. Am I going the right way? I am not. Here we go. Alright, we'll spend the night here, at least until we get enough materials to craft up some bedding that we can sleep in out in the wilds with campfire. Okay, let's exit off here. And actually, I want to go pick up the. I want to go pick those corpses clean of those wolves that we encountered on the way up here. So let's do that, and we'll head back. I don't want the corpses to be cleaned up if I go to bed right now. Have you decided on a name for your horse yet, Karn? I kind of like Philia. It's a nice feminine name, and I don't know how canon this is, but technically, if you if you look in the right spot, none of the horses have the equipment to be male, so by default they're all female, right? And Philia is like an animal spirit. I think goes well with both the religion of this character and the fact that he's a spirit realm shaman. Speaks to spirits. Credit to Haster for that one. I feel ya on that name. You both had it, huh? I had a Dova language suggestion earlier. Don't know if you spotted it. Yeah, so there was the Storm one, which was Strewn, I think. I did like Strewn. It's a little more masculine, I think, than Philia. I think I like the feminine name for the horse. But I think that we were looking for a spirit, a Dova Zulon for spirit. But please do put that other suggestion in there in case I did miss it. Remind me, please. Fun fact, the only horse mentioned as male in the game is Frost. Oh, because of like the lineage and being used as a breeding horse, maybe? Interesting. And I think that Shadowmere, canonically in other games, has been male. I don't know if that actually means that Shadowmere is male in this game too, or if it is in fact the same horse and he is just a mortal, or if it's just Shadowmere's lineage or a different incarnation of Shadowmere.
Come on in. We got warm
Mezzo
food,
mixed Coca-Cola
warm
and
drinks,
Fanta.
warm beds.
We have Fanta here. A lot of people call it like Orange Crush. It's a different brand for like the same flavored drink, but yeah, it's orange flavored soda. It's very good.
What are you doing that for?
What are you doing that for? I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
Hello there, traveler. Come to the Night Gate for food or lodging?
Lodging, I think. I would like to rent a room, please. Oh, and I also need a refill of water. We'll go ahead and pay 5 gold for some filtered water, then fishing it out of some stream with like fish poop and stuff in it.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
A little bit of fish poop never hurt anybody. I know where the room is, thanks.
I understand.
I understand. That looks like Amryn over there, doesn't it? Like the same equipment set and the same hair. Same build and everything. Different face. But very familiar. Very similar. Maybe I did need him to show me where... Is this Danelan? Callan. Okay. She looks cute. Bosmer, it looks like. How you doing?
Hold on. Are you alright? You look like you got ataxia. I'm not a priestess, but I did with wizards back in the year 199.
She's cute, but she definitely has an attitude. I'm fine.
Well, good for you. Wizards was a terrible book anyway. The name's Colin. What can I do you for?
Skyrim Shadowmere, quote, as she... Okay, that tracks. Well, Shadowmere is a spirit, but if I recall, used to be a mare. Okay, in previous titles. Gotcha. This hotel being bathed in darkness was terrifying. It is a little bit, yeah. You gotta love these lighting mods. They look great. And they skew toward realism, so like the fire and stuff doesn't cast as much light as you would expect, maybe. They take away all the baked-in lighting that just puts like a global lighting over everything. So that makes either a night eye or like a quick light mod a must if you're going to be running some of these. Okay, it's 4:22. We are on a bad sleep schedule here, guys. We're gonna have to break out of this at some point. Not getting a lot of sleep just so we can start at a reasonable time during the day. All right, we're about 20 minutes away from the end of the stream. Let's see if we can get toward the Whiterun area. Let's see if we can get to the ritual stone and deal with that. All this food and very little of it is actually edible. $4:20 is a reasonable time of day. For what? For what exactly, Macadamia? Primitive cooking power. Oh yeah, with campfire. Yeah, I think I want to get campfire set up off stream. There are some like requisite items that I need as far as We'll probably need a little tent, like a little fur tent. And just the basics of setting up a camp. I'll get that going. Don't really want to spend the next 20 minutes doing that on stream. Kind of want to do something a little more impactful, I guess. And I think finding that ritual stone would be impactful. Also, stopping somewhere where I can buy Okado's Recital to hook up my stave and vision spells will help me a lot in combat. A ton, actually. And we definitely need the help. But there is a specific spell at the ritual stone. Oops, I keep hitting the damn button for that and dismounting my horse. Let's ride. Oh, just being near a brazier can do it? Awesome. So just near any open flame. Okay, cool, cool. Well, we're full now, so we didn't actually need it, but that is good knowledge to have for the future. Thank you very much for that, Haster. Just putting it so you don't miss Z-Ven is the Dover suggestion, meaning spirit wind. Ooh, I like that too. So here's what I'm gonna put a poll on my community tab for my channel, and I'll leave it open for a few days, and I'll go with whatever the community votes for. Ooh, that's a spider. Ooh, okay. And whatever the community votes for on that. So after the stream, I'll put up a poll on my channel. See who likes what better, and then I'll go with whatever. I do like Z-Ven. You can call her Z for short. So, this play style is very stamina hungry. Don't need to carry the meat on that yet. We're gonna try to stay light as far as the meat goes. I do like Z-Ven. Since this is more of a Viking themed build with the shamanism and some of the language being used, I'm kind of leaning toward Philia myself, since that's like an Old Norse word. I do like the sound of the Dova stuff though too. Or we can mix the two and be like Zelia. I kind of like Zelia. Z-I-I-L-J-Y-A. Nature appreciation and tripping. I mean, going on a trip. I mean, traveling. Yes. Head for Helgen, Wind says. I am kind of heading for Helgen right now. There's Dragon Reach, or Dragon's Reach. Tundra Cotton will give me resist magic, I think, and maybe block as well. Fortify block. Oh boy, it wouldn't be a Karn stream until we have a torrential downpour that affects visibility in terrible ways. Ooh, okay. Ooh, got me with one. Oh, she's taking out a pickaxe to fight with. Interesting. Ooh, that hunting knife might be useful. Might be better than the iron dagger I got going on right now. What's up, bro? Ooh, resist frost. That's good. Be taking that. I like the Dova names, but he doesn't know he's Dragonborn yet, right? He does not. He doesn't know the Dova Zool anyway. He did find that word wall in the Forsaken Cave, but he has no idea what it means yet. And we don't have dragons in the game yet either. Those are unlocked around level 30, I believe, the way I have it set up now. And now I don't hear... I do have a horse whistle, though, I think. Well, the Greybeards are quite known across it. Yeah, the Greybeards are. Ulfric also studied with them, so Ulfric could have taught... No, Ulfric is not going to take the Stigr under his wing until he has shown that he's worthy by killing that saber cat. He has not completed his rite of passage yet. It's probably going to be a little while before we are able to. Or with how much we've leveled up Sneak just in Forsaken Cave alone, maybe not that far off, to be honest. Okay. We also might get a new horse at some point and rename him then. Am I going the right way? I have lost... Oh yeah, there's Dragon's Reach. Okay, I'm going to do a quick save here just so we don't lose any progress here. Ooh, the Death Bell I want. Death Bell is good because you mix a Death Bell with salt and red mountain flower, and you get a poison that also slows your enemy, which would be very useful for a like a mobile dagger knife fighter type like this guy is. So death bells are awesome. Take them whenever I can get them. Okay, now there's probably going to be a skeever up here. Sometimes it's a wolf. Most times at low levels it's a skeever. So let's be ready for this. Now, if this rain continues to be stubborn, you might see me cheat and pull a scroll of control weather out to clear the weather out. Like I see something right there. Yeah, I see a dead thing over there, so somebody might have already come through and killed whatever's on the road here first. I also see something laying in the middle of the road there too, so probably wolves. Ah, there's a dead rabbit and there's a dead wolf right up there, so I think we're okay. Whoa! Okay, it was you. A bandit chief? Oh crap. This is bad. This is really bad. And somebody's shooting an arrow at me too. This is rough. Okay, so I'm gonna run back, see if I can get the guards to help me out here. That hurt a lot. The horse is gonna go help too. Oh yeah. Guards, help! Here we go. So 2 bandit chiefs, at least 2. I think I have a bandit chief archer across the bridge as well. That was a kill cam that got interrupted by the guard's kill move, which is fine as long as the bandit goes down. Ooh, and is this my highwayman? Oh, brigand plate harness. No, it's heavy. So this is from Forgotten Magic Redone. This is a very nice ice spell, but it's not something we're going to be able to use for this. We don't do destruction with this guy. Okay. Yeah, there's... Go get him, Pooch. Don't just stand there and take it. Pooch isn't gonna last. Gonna have him ready to go here. There we go. Finally got a kill cam. That is actually one of the sword kill cams. I'm using violins. So my horse whistle. And there's still a wolf corpse over here that I have to skin. Wouldn't it be cool if through Hunterborn you could use the field dressing on the Khajiit? Get some hide from it. Some fur materials. Okay, I feel like there's something else coming after me here. Yeah, there's another thing. What is this? Already taken care of 3 bandits. What's this? Usually travel in packs of 3s. So I don't know what this 4th thing is. Maybe a mud crab or something that made its way up? Oh no, here's the other bandit. Oh no. 4th bandit, huh? Stay still so I can slice you up. Run away so I can stab you in the back. Okay, so we're getting closer. What time is it? I got 7 minutes. We can go a little bit over if we need to. Gonna be more wolves up here. There are usually some wolves that patrol the foothills of the little hill where the ritual stone is. Usually like a couple of them. And then there are another couple of them off into the wilderness to the south of where the stone is. So we'll try to sneak up. Oh, we tried. I think, oh crap, okay. Soccer kick to the stab. I said I think, and I forgot completely what I was going to say, so that's nice. It's kind of like a sneeze that never comes. When you're about to say something and something else happens, you completely forget what you're talking about. It's the apex of dissatisfaction. Respectful shaman kick to the face. Yes, indeed. Skyrim crashed on your Xbox. Yeah, it does happen. Especially with those long playthroughs. Saves get borked on modded playthroughs, but they also get borked just as much on a vanilla one. Scathy for short. Another suggestion, the Irish mythos, there's a warrior goddess called Scathach. Or Scathy for short. Okay. Oh, I remember what it was I was going to say. So, with the weather mods and the E&B and everything that I'm running, it looks dark. But I think that doesn't count toward the stealth detection algorithm. So, I feel like for everything I'm trying to sneak up on, the algorithm, the detection algorithm, is treating this as like broad daylight, which makes it harder to sneak up on folks. Try to go very slowly on this. Try to get to the sorcerer's back here. I'm gonna do a quick save. Because this could go very sideways very quickly. Oh, yep, she found me. Novice Necromancer could be worse. Let's try to take her out before her minions get to me. And then she's got the... I'm stuck on the terrain. Skyrim being Skyrim.
Going to enjoy killing you.
I think she's stuck on the terrain here too.
You think you stand a chance?
Not really. Can't believe she detected me just as I was getting ready to sneak attack her. She turned around at just the right moment. Ouch. Oh, and that was nice of the ritual minions to stay alive just long enough to get a sucker punch in on me. On my flank, just as I was out of stamina and couldn't dodge out of the way. That was very nice. Okay, here is... Alright, first of all, we're going to do the Ritual Stone. This is perfect for a shaman type character that communes with the spirit world. Absolutely perfect. This is the Andromeda Ritual Stone, so it gathers up spirits of the recently slain that you kind of encounter, so corpses and things like that. It'll bank them, and then for your next fight, it'll actually call upon the spirit form of those individuals, whoever was slain. And they will fight for you. Now, the caveat to that is that if it calls like a wolf spirit, and you're fighting other wolves or other wildlife that is often allied with wolves, those spirit wolves will actually turn on you. I've had actually permadeaths that were due to that like little snafu. So it sounds very unbalanced and kind of broken, but it kind of balances itself out through, I don't know if that's a glitch or if that was intended. But we're definitely doing this. Those under the sign of the ritual summon the vengeful spirits of the recently dead to their side in combat. And then for Mara's tears, they occasionally relive a death they witnessed, creating a corpse and summoning its spirit. Okay. So yeah, the Ritual Stone will also drop dead bodies off at our feet. So this is great for a Necromancer. Like if you, a lot of times, or the big part of the challenge for a Necromancer, especially early in the play, is getting that first death in order to raise a zombie from it, right? So this kind of helps with that. You'll occasionally just have corpses dropped at your feet. And then you can raise them, summon them as a zombie. So the Ritual Stone is a great stone to have for a Necromancer. Alright, we have the Ritual Stone now. We're just going to have to be very careful, make sure that we save often. I'm going to take from that one. Take the cowl. Because these spirits can turn on us. They're very fickle. Here's the Undying Ghost. This is the spell tome. This is the other part of why I wanted to make it to the Ritual Stone early on here. This is a fantastic spell added by the AE content. It's a Creation Club spell. It's placed here statically, so it consumes all the magic and summons an Undying Ghost for 72 seconds. That scales with your conjuration level or whatever. The ghost's attributes are equal to twice the amount of the magic consumed, so it'll wipe out your entire magicka pool. But on the plus side, you don't have to make sure you have a certain amount of magicka in order to cast it. You'll always be able to cast it, and the strength of the spirit that you summon will scale directly with the amount of magicka you put into it. And twice the amount is amazing, right? This is cool. In fact, on vanilla legendary difficulty, for any character type, this is a fantastic spell to get. If you're having trouble with early game content, as long as you have the AE content, come to the Ritual Stone, pick this up. This will help you through a lot of the early game content for even just a straight warrior. You don't have to perk anything into conjuration. All you have to do is cast this spell. You're going to have a companion with you that is powerful enough to make a difference at all levels. Awesome spell. Don't sleep on this one. And just to show you what that looks like here, conjure Undying Ghost. Boom. Zaps all of our magicka, and it looks badass. Look at that. That is an old-time Nordic warrior right there. Awesome. And there we go. I think that's a pretty good start. I did want to check this hunting knife, though. We have a few of them now. That does 11 damage as compared... Oh, it does almost twice the amount of damage, and it's lighter. Hell yeah. Taking that. Excellent. Okay. So he's coming together, guys. The Stigr is... he's got some of the major components that we needed. The Undying Ghost is one of them. That's one of those spirits that we're going to be communing with from the spirit realm. Since we're forced to be isolated, as the Stigr is, at least until we rejoin the ranks of the Stormcloak, and even then we're going to get the cold shoulder from all of the rank and file soldiers once we join back up with them. We're going to be talking to the ghosts a lot because that's all we have to talk to. We got the Ritual Stone, which further sort of cements our relationship with the spirit realm. This is all stuff that we can cast minimally. We've leveled up a lot in terms of sneak, so that's great. So yeah, we're well on our way. I think this is a great start. What do you guys think? I think this is awesome. Raid medium is pretty forgiving, so I use it with any dark EMP weather, otherwise not covered by their table. Oh, interesting. That's the realistic AI detection, right? Yeah, that's good. I try to keep that stuff as vanilla as possible. I do enjoy a nice ions detection overhaul as well. It just makes it so that you can't just stay hidden all the time. It kind of forces you to deal with, okay, you're gonna stay hidden until you get that one hit, and then when you get that one hit, the shit's gonna hit the fan, right? So it forces you to have contingency plans available at all times, which I think is awesome. But it's also it's a lot different than what people are going to see on their consoles if they just have the NIRM overhauls installed, right? So I try to keep things as close to that experience as possible, so that people, the widest audience, can find my stuff valuable, right? What Stigr religion? We're gonna go with the old ways. We haven't gotten there yet, but for Winter Sun, if you head to Labyrinthian, which is right over here, you're gonna find the wooden mask and that little barrow that was carved out there. You put that mask on, you go to the little shadow realm or whatever, and that is where the Old Ways shrine is, and that's where you can pick that up. The Old Ways is cool because it allows you to worship the animal totems. So the same animal deities that you see in the Nordic tombs are the same animals that you get to worship through the Old Ways. You just have to make an offering of gems that you find. As long as they value 100, you can use any combination of gems to take on an aspect of one of those animals. And there are aspects for all kinds of stuff. You can have like the stealth aspect, you can have a warrior type aspect, and we'll get into that probably in the next episode. But that's probably the next to do, is heading over to Labyrinthian and getting the Old Ways religion. The earlier you can get to your target religion in Winter Sun, the better, because you reap the most benefits out of it. And a lot of the slow burn religions, they take a long time to reach devotee status. And a lot of those, the awards that you get for becoming a devotee of that religion are not as useful once you are fully leveled up. So you get the most use out of them at the lowest level possible. So that should always be a #1 priority, is setting up your religion earlier if you're using that mod. And that's what we'll be doing next. That escalated quickly. Yeah, it sure did. Awesome stream. Really enjoyed seeing the start of this new build. Looking forward to see. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm having fun too. It's a lot different than a lot of the other character concepts I've played recently. So I'm looking forward to playing something new as well. Yeah, so I think this stream's going to be winding down here. If you missed it at the beginning of the stream, I might go on a little bit of hiatus for the pre-recorded stuff just because I'm focusing solely on producing the Nemesis Arcane Archer build guide, which features Magus's Nemesis Armor Set. So shout out to him for that armor set. That's pretty much what inspired the whole build, and I'll shout out to him in that as well. Also, Magus, thank you very much for the pseudo raid from Twitch. We've had a very lively audience here, and it's probably the biggest group I've seen on a live stream in a long time over here. So as much reach as we can get on the YouTube platform, the better. YouTube isn't really known for live streaming if you're not like a top streamer or something. So every little bit of help goes a long way. So I do very, very much appreciate it. Thank you, buddy. And to everybody else, yeah, take a look at the description below. If you liked hanging out with the people here in chat and everything, a lot of us, we run in the same circles. So it's a pretty tight-knit community. The Skyrim community now, a lot of people have Twitch channels, YouTube channels. Go take a look in the description below. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces in those streams, including Magus. A lot of you came from Magus's Twitch stream from earlier. The Wind, you probably know her if you came from Twitch, but she is a lot of fun. Some of the most fun I've had as a stream viewer ever, really. So much fun on her streams. Go check that out. Links are in the description below. Caladran has a fanfic and a YouTube channel. Go check her stuff out. Macadamia, I already plugged him. Great. There we go. I heard it. Sorry. Two things. I already plugged his channel earlier. So do go check him out. A lot of fun there as well. Probably missing all kinds of people, and I apologize. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I'll see you next week. I think I'm still around next week. Pretty sure. I think end of July I'll be traveling a little bit, so I won't be streaming that weekend. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know sooner or closer to the time that happens. I think that's it. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. That was a lot of fun. I'll see you next time, and until then, take care of yourselves, okay? Two things. The thunderstorm is a great shot. This is awesome, isn't it? This is a great way to end a stream. All right, and see you guys later. Have a great weekend, okay?